modern day L.A.
I would do this. If I bought this bunker, I'd take my 4 boys and my wife, and we'd go down there, and I'd lock the doors.
For 30 years, though?
No, for probably a day.
Okay.
And then they're very loud, and then we'd get out.
Right.
I would get the hell out of there.
It's
I
funny.
couldn't do it.
It's funny how related these last 2 stories are to me, because
that's why we put them next to each other.
Well, it's red friends, blue friends. Right?
You're right.
I mean,
you're totally right.
The Finney Ridge apartment complex with
Commune.
mutual shared right?
Commune.
Blue friends.
Blue friends.
Eastern Washington bunker mentality, 24 acres.
So here's the funny thing though.
Okay.
Which one would you rather live in?
Dude.
The commune?
Blue friends.
Are you serious?
Easy.
You'd rather live in the big apartment complex above ground?
Yes.
Weirdo.
Well, thanks, buddy.
I know I'm making a joke. It's a beautiful. It's a beautiful place.
Eastern Washington is so underrated and underappreciated, I should say.
300 days
Beautiful.
of sunshine, folks.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'd pass on that bunker.
Most of them
You're
are
not
10
experiencing
below.
any of that in a bunker.
You're going to go crazy. You're going to go crazy. You're going to go insane at that
300
bunker.
days of sunshine you'll never see.
Can we pull those pictures back up?
This reminds me of the guy
Look at
sailing
this.
right now.
Just imagine, okay, for the audience that's not watching, there's these big like silo hallways. It looks like you're in a Dr. Evil lair
Right?
or something.
See a golf cart.
I would
through
have so much fun in a place like this. I would feel free. Ironically, I would feel like I could stretch my wings.
It is.
Again, for like a day, like you said,
a
weekend maybe.
I really think I could make a good life down there. And I would look at that. That's a nice room, updated, pretty nice.
Where's the sun? Is that
It must be
fake sunlight?
artificial light being pumped in. It's got to be.
But if you watch Blast from the Past, they had literally. It was you thought you were in a home, and the lights would come up during daytime. They go down at nighttime.
Look at that! You got a TV and a couch down there. You got everything you need down there.
Looks like proper ventilation. That's a double wide fridge. That's a lot of food in there.
Beautiful.
Better kitchen than I'm dealing with.
I like the tall ceilings.
Running water, tall
Those are
ceilings, room for a ballistic missile if you need one. It's a nice spot. I would do it in a second.
It's you know what you've sold me. It's a tougher.
So that's for sale.
Something to say no to. Yeah,
it's for sale.
Right now.
What I would do, honestly, with it, I would buy it if I had the money. I'm looking for a VRBO place right now, so I think I would buy it as a VRBO place. It's 1.45. I would offer less. I would offer 1.2.
Sure. Well, that's an asking price. That's us jumping off point.
That's where they're starting.
Right.
Yes.
People who take the first, who pay full price and take the first offer.
How quickly would you VRBO this? I would do it.
Yeah.
I'd stay there.
People would stay there.
100%.
Yeah.
Your audience, the market is there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You bet.
It could be booked year round.
Yep.
Fantastic.
What's the price tag on it? Did you say
1.45 million?
Yeah. But that's the starting.
Right. Offer them 5 and.
You like coming in low, right?
Yeah.
Room to negotiate.
$5,000.
Just imagine you buy this 12,946 square feet underground facility. That's a lot of leg room, my friend. For $1.5 million, pretty good deal.
24 acres above ground.
24 acres.
Yep.
Fantastic.
300 days of sunshine.
Nate, you're going to hang out with us for a little bit longer. We have more stuff to talk about.
Cool.
We have this guy in Martha's Vineyard. I don't understand this. I think he's nuts. He's doing something called the shark swim.
Oh, I saw this guy.
What is he thinking? This makes no sense. He's trying to do this because he says people misunderstand sharks. I know sharks pretty well.
Yeah.
I don't misunderstand a thing.
I know all I need to know.
I know all I need to know. But we'll see if he can convince you otherwise next. Also, Bill Belichick's back out.
Nice.
We'll see if his girlfriend showed up as well. A lot of fun stuff to talk about. Nate Connors, Three Amigos is here. He's hanging out. He's playing the air guitar right now if you're watching on YouTube.
Bass.
Playing air bass.
What is that, bass?
I recognize
That's
it.
how you play bass.
What is that, a Fender? All right. We got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino.
Winners of 3 2025 Regional Edward R. Murrow Awards, including feature reporting.
The graffiti along Seattle roadways is the worst I've ever seen it. KIRO News Radio's Nate Connors and I set some parameters. I drove. Every click you hear is Nate counting a tag that defaces the public property you and I pay for.
We thank you. We are the Northwest leading news station because of you, inspiring us every day.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way
over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Time is running out to save during our preseason AC sale happening now at Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Don't miss your chance to save 10% on a new air conditioner, heat pump, or ductless system to keep your home cool all summer long. Join thousands of satisfied customers and put your trust in the team voted best in the Pacific Northwest year after year. Hurry and call Bob's for your free AC estimate today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade Event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New Trade Event, May 15th through the 18th at your local Camping World.
See you with the full details and disclaimers.
At the Harnish Auto family, people matter isn't just a saying, it's how they do business. For over 40 years, their dealerships, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Volkswagen, Subaru of Puyallup, plus Chevrolet and Kia of Everett, have built a stellar reputation on trust, respect, and great deals. From supporting local charities to making sure every customer drives away happy, they're here for you. Stop by any of their dealerships or visit HarnishAutoFamily.com and find your next car today. Harnish Auto Family. People matter.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at K2VisionRLE.com.
The Peace Lily is so last year. Hey, has anyone worked with fiddlenecks?
Shelby's popular flower shop is in full bloom.
We just got a request for an arrangement that evokes air. Who's up for that challenge? No?
She needs to hire a floral designer to nip foliage faux pas in the bud.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our advanced matching helps find talented candidates so you can connect with them fast. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Are you putting off your new kitchen plans? Why wait? Hi, Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft.
Call today for a free in-home estimate. Years of experience, thousands of happy customers. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600 or heritagehomecraft.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Derek Wing. We begin with breaking news out of Fremont, where a gas leak has forced evacuations. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch is live with the latest. James?
Derek, the fire department first got calls about the smell of gas in the air around 11 o'clock this morning when I arrived here about 20 minutes ago. That smell was still heavy in the air and now has subsided. They say that they've got PSE out here, and PSE has secured that leak. So no longer do we have a gas leak out here. The threat has passed. That happened at near the intersection of North 36th Street and Finney Avenue North. Traffic is blocked off in either direction for 3 blocks. So if you're headed this way, you want to take an alternate route. That should all clear here in the next half hour. Reporting live, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you very much, James. In other news, according to multiple outlets, Boeing and the Department of Justice have reached a tentative deal in connection to 2 fatal 737 MAX crashes. The deal would mean Boeing would avoid a guilty plea for fraud. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey got reaction from the attorney representing victims' families.
As news broke about a possible Boeing deal, Mark Lindquist says he was sitting in a room with the Justice Department and family members of those killed on board the 737 MAX jets that crashed 6 years ago.
The DOJ representative repeated several times that DOJ has not yet made a decision.
However, multiple news outlets say a deal is tentative. If so, Boeing avoids a trial set for next month. Victims' family members settled a civil lawsuit against Boeing in April. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
A 14-year-old boy is now in custody, and Federal Way police say he's connected to a homicide. On May 3rd, a 20-year-old man was shot and killed at the Uptown Apartments. This man tells KIRO 7 TV.
First, I heard one shot, which I thought was a firework, and followed by a bunch of screaming, just terror.
A 13-year-old girl has been identified but has not yet been found. The Mariners want to spend more than $24 million on ballpark upgrades this offseason. They submitted a proposal to the Washington State Ballpark Public Facilities District. The plan includes 42 improvements to T-Mobile Park, the largest being a $9 million scoreboard replacement in center field. That screen, called Mariners Vision, was installed in 2013, and the team says it's reaching the end of its 12-year life cycle. According to the Puget Sound Business Journal, a more detailed plan is expected in September. On Wall Street, the Dow doing well right now, up 323 points, S&P 500 up 36, and the NASDAQ up 85 points. From the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk, we've got some congestion on the West Seattle Bridge to the I-5 northbound lanes. We're seeing some red I-5 northbound near Boeing Field. 405 northbound slow from 167 to the Newport Hill section of Bellevue, and 167 northbound also slow at Valley Medical Center. Travel times, Federal Way to Seattle, 36 minutes. Everett to Seattle, 46 minutes. Everett to Bellevue, 41 minutes. Traffic is brought to you by Kia of Everett. Kia of Everett is the simple, easy, fun way to buy or lease your new Kia. Visit KiaofEverett.com or stop by to learn more about the Putt for Savings event going on right now. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Cloudy today with a high of 58. Showers on Saturday, high of 56. And on Sunday, mostly cloudy with a high of 59. Right now, it's 54 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Derek Wing, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. All right, if you guys aren't on YouTube right now, or you're not streaming the show live, or if you haven't downloaded the KIRO Radio app, do one of those things. In just a few minutes, we're going to play some orca videos, which is what people do on Fridays. They play orca videos. We're going to talk about them. There's been some attacks. But let's start with another, I guess is this a mammal? What's a shark? Shark's not a mammal.
Shark's not a mammal.
What's a shark?
It's a fish.
Shark's a fish.
It's a killing machine.
A whale's
is what
a
it
mammal.
is. Whale's a mammal, breathes air.
Yep.
Sharks have gills, live their entire lives underwater, don't need a surface to breathe.
I forgot that this guy is a marine biologist.
No, but I work with one. I work with Laura.
Laura
Is she a
Scott.
marine biologist?
I used to volunteer at the Seattle Aquarium.
Good enough for me.
That's pretty much it.
Pretty much it.
That's all I need to know about sharks right there. Way to put a point on it.
There's a guy. Listen to this. Would you guys ever do this? I'm going to throw a scenario at you guys. Tell me if you'd do it. First, I should ask, do you guys know how to swim?
It's interesting. You've crossed two stories together here.
Yep.
You know how Nate learned to swim?
How?
In Alaska.
Sounds like a setup to
No,
a joke.
in Alaska.
How did Nate learn to swim?
In Alaska, when you want to teach a young person to swim, you dress him up like a seal and throw him off a pier, and the orcas chase him so quickly. That's how you learn to swim.
True.
Yeah.
Is that how you learn to swim?
Yeah.
And you made it, obviously.
Yeah.
Show him your half foot. He
Is
barely
that
made
how
it.
he lost the club? Is that where he got the club
with the half foot?
Yep. True story.
That's amazing. I didn't know that.
So I'm afraid of orcas.
You were afraid of orcas?
Yeah.
As you should be.
But I can outswim them.
You know, people call them, have you seen that documentary Blackfish?
Yep.
Yes, that's awful.
That'll make you afraid of orcas.
Make you afraid of humans.
Yeah.
Also, the humans who treat the orcas.
Who's the
poorly.
monster here?
That's awful.
Both.
Right.
Yeah. No, I would say more the orca. He's eating a lot of humans.
Yeah, but back to this idiot. I'm
Okay.
sorry, I don't mean to judge. This guy wants to go swimming with sharks.
Lewis Pugh, between May 15th, so that's yesterday, and the 26th. And I assume he's successful on his first day because
we tried calling him and it's going to voicemail.
That's true.
I'm just saying.
He plans to swim 6.2 miles each day around Martha's Vineyard in Cape Cod. Now that's that's where they filmed a lot of Jaws.
Oh, okay.
You remember the
All right.
movie?
Yeah.
Nate, have you seen Jaws?
Have I? Oh, yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
yes.
We don't even bother asking
Watch
Laura
this.
anymore.
Watch
Love that
this. You
flick.
want to hear something crazy? Laura, have you seen Jaws?
Yes.
Oh, you have?
I have.
Yeah.
This is one of the few.
What'd you
Thank you.
think?
I
So
appreciate the round
proud
of
of you.
applause.
What'd you think? Like it?
Scary.
Very scary.
Yeah. Edge of my seat.
That rack focus when Brody sees the kid in the water and it goes,
Yep.
you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And the kid gets overturned in the water. So scary. Great white sharks are what people are worried about in Martha's Vineyard. So there's a guy, and he says he wants to swim all the way around 60 miles. It's like 60.2 miles.
Yeah.
He's going to swim around it over the next 10 days as a way to show people that you don't need to be afraid of sharks. Now, in my head, this is only going to end one way.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What do you think is going to happen here, guys?
Well, I think having A1 Steak Sauce sponsor the swim
Huge
was
mistake.
a horrible mistake.
Yeah, I
horrible
agree with
idea.
you.
I mean, I know you need funding, but come on.
Yeah. And why did he dress up like a seal?
Right? I don't know.
That makes no sense.
Just the degree of difficulty was raised through. The judges love that. Yeah.
They do love it.
Good for him. He probably knows much, much more about the shark ecosphere than I do, about the propensities
I don't
of
even know if they have an
human
ecosphere.
interaction with swimmers. But you only need to be wrong once in this game. That's the thing. You are playing a dangerous game, my friend.
100%. It's the risk versus reward factor. Right. It's not like he's walking around Green Lake and he's like, I'm gonna go up and pet every duck to show you guys.
Ducks got a bad rap.
Ducks do get a bad rap, and they do get angry, actually. Or like a goose. Like you approach a goose, forget it.
Yeah.
But you know what? They don't have like scary music for geese.
No.
But they have them for sharks for a reason. I feel like this guy is playing with fire, and I hope he makes it.
I'm guessing there's a boat that's close to him during the swim.
And spotters?
Yeah,
With a
exactly.
crow's nest?
You see where I'm going?
Right, you see a dorsal fin break the water?
And that'll to repel the shark, period.
Yeah.
The shark's not going to go by the boat.
Shoot a barrel into him?
I don't know.
You can't go down with 3 barrels.
I don't know. I've seen movies about sharks, and it seems like
that's all
they
I
don't
need.
care about boats.
Right?
You're going to need a bigger boat.
All right, I guess
These
we're going to...
tasty seal-covered humans out there.
Rubbing themselves in blubber. That's also I wouldn't have done. I wouldn't have rubbed myself in blubber.
Seriously, dude. WD-40.
Where's he even getting blubber? Where do you get blubber?
New England. Yeah.
There's a guy, but listen to this. He says...
New Bedford.
I got a blubber guy. I got a guy. Listen to how many sharks are killed globally every year. I bet you didn't know this. 100 million sharks are still killed globally every year.
What?
274,000 killed every day from meat, oil, and cartilage. And their fins, which they grind up and they turn into like a sexy potion.
It's an aphrodisiac.
It's an aphrodisiac.
Yeah.
Shark fin. People
and
take it.
They make soup out of them. It's monstrous. I get it, man. And they're just living their life out there. You stay out of my neighborhood, I'll stay out of yours.
The
got
sharks?
got a mutual agreement with sharks.
They don't come into your
They don't
neighborhood.
come into my
no
land. They
land
don't come on
sharks?
land. I don't go out there in their waters.
That's
very
smart.
fair.
That's smart.
Right?
He says he hopes to change fear into a healthy respect.
That's how he
I
remembered.
respect the sharks.
Yeah, right.
But I'm not going to swim with them.
Right. That's a healthy fear and respect.
I think it's
That's
okay.
a healthy respect, right?
It's okay to be fearful and respectful.
It's like I got the same plan with grizzlies.
Yep, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, go hike with grizzlies.
I don't walk around with pockets full of berries.
Big mistake.
In October.
Big
What, are
mistake.
you nuts?
Can we, Laura? Let's. We mentioned orcas, so I do feel like we want to pay this off. There's these orcas that are attacking yachts in the Strait of Gibraltar. Have you guys seen this story?
Yeah, and there's not just there. There's been instances for the last couple of seasons. This has come to light.
Yep.
And they trying to figure out why these orcas are, and they're orchestrated, no pun intended, choreographed attacks with multiple fish.
Yeah.
Or these are mammals. I got it wrong again.
Multiple fish.
Multiple mammals. Fammals, we call them.
They've just had enough with humans, I think.
They've had enough. Listen to this. I think this is a very scary possibility. They're trying to figure out why they're doing this, but listen to this. This sounds like the setup to Jaws, actually.
Okay.
Alfredo Lopez Fernandez, who's a marine biologist at the University in Portugal, told Live Science in 2023 that he believes that these orcas, and there's been 500 attacks in the last few years. They've actually sunk yachts. There's video of them sinking yachts.
I've seen that, yeah.
He believes that the orcas learned these boat attack behaviors from a traumatized orca whose name was White Gladys. I don't know if she gave herself that name, but White Gladys, who was injured during a boating accident, which again is horrible. Poor little orca. But when the whale began attacking yachts out of revenge, she started teaching other whales her techniques. And down it goes, and now they all attack boats out there in this area.
How do they do it, though?
They ram them.
They ram them.
Yeah, they ram them. Or sometimes they'll come up alongside and just like trick you into stopping. And they jump over you and land on top
pretend they
of
have
your boat.
a hurt fin, right?
Yeah, they do.
They'll stick up their flipper for hitchhiking,
They
but then
sound
they've
so
got a knife.
sad, too.
Kind of quick sidebar. You know, alligators have the skill of pretending they're drowning swimmers. You ever seen that video?
That's scary.
Find that video.
I've seen that.
Alligators will on their backs will have a arm up and flail it like you're a swimmer in distress.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine how annoyed you'd be if you get out there, you're like,
alligator.
Got me again.
Tricked me. These are the whales crying. I don't know if you've ever heard Have you ever heard an orca cry?
Yeah, I don't want to hear this.
Go straight to your heart.
Yeah.
I dare you to listen to this without crying yourself.
What's the matter? You're making an awful noise.
That's Celine Dion?
No,
that's your Prince.
This is Celine Dion.
When jokes collide.
Was that really an orca? Or is that a joke?
You thought it was Celine.
I thought it was Celine Dion.
Those are the Lost Prince tracks.
What's the matter?
So dumb. The name of this segment's now just going to be called Dum Dums.
Dumb
Just
Dumber
Dum
and
Dums.
Dumbest.
Friday Dum Dums. We don't have time to play this audio or this video next, but I do want to play this. I don't know if you've seen orcas hunt. It's wild how they can hunt together. I believe, honestly, orcas are geniuses.
Yeah, they are.
The size of their brain, they're doing something extra with their brain. And we're going to play video. If you're not on YouTube yet, this is your chance to load up. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Very short one, really quick.
Okay.
But we love our advertisers, and we want to make sure that we get them in there. When we come back, though, we're going to play this video. Nate, I don't think you've seen it. Spike, you haven't seen it either.
I haven't either, but Laura's told me how smart these creatures
orchestrate together.
Orchestrate. There you go again,
Right?
you guys.
See?
Orchestrate together.
Using their orchestral lobe of their brain.
Yeah.
And they hunt in unison. It's like watching the Blue Angels, but like a scary big fish.
Ooh.
Or a mammal, whatever they are.
Mammal, yeah. We've clarified that.
Mammal fish. We're going to watch when we get back together. It's just unbelievable what these orcas can do. It's really great. All right. We will be right back, so stick around.
KIRO News Radio, winners of 3 2025 Regional Edward R. Murrow Awards. Feature reporting, sports reporting, and overall excellence.
And we thank you. We are the Northwest leading news station because of you, inspiring us every day to deliver the local news and stories you care about.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM.
Watch and listen anywhere by downloading the KIRO Newsradio app, and always stay connected at mynorthwest.com.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
Need a new roof, a deck, siding, windows? Get up to $3,000 off any new installation. Hi, it's Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Home projects can add up fast, but we're here to help you save big. Book now and lock in up to $3,000 off in savings. That's $3,000 off any new installation. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your free estimate today. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
Greetings, Boomtown. Ever since this neighborhood switched to Xfinity Internet,
the Wi-Fi is booming!
Xfinity combines the power of internet and mobile with one all-in plan.
So we've all got lightning-fast, secure Wi-Fi speeds at home and on the go with Wi-Fi Power Boost from Xfinity Mobile.
You get the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best in-class equipment and unlimited data included. Plus, add an unlimited mobile line.
All for only $40 a month for 1 year. To celebrate this combo, we're mashing our shows together.
It's everything you need all in one plan. Plus, learn how to get a free 5G phone with a premium unlimited line. Now, sit back and relax with the smooth, relaxing sound
of face-melting acid metal!
Brilliant.
Visit Xfinity.com to learn more. Ends June 23rd with paperless billing and autopay stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet gateway required. Taxes, fees extra. After 1 year rate increases to $110 a month. After 2 years, regular rates apply. Actual Wi-Fi speeds vary. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Do you notice sounds coming from your crawl space or attic, or possibly stale or foul odors in your home? This could be that rodents have gotten into your attic and crawl and have made it their home. They tear up the insulation to make nests to have babies. They contaminate it with their biological waste, which can be harmful to your health. And they ruin your home's energy blanket, costing you thousands of dollars a year. If you even think you may have a problem, call Insulation Northwest today, and we will come to your home as soon as tomorrow and perform a free, no-obligation inspection to determine what the problem is. This inspection normally costs $199, but it's yours free just for calling today. If we discover any problem with rodents in your home, we can get them out and keep them out and restore your home's protective insulation blanket back to brand new condition. Let Insulation Northwest give peace and comfort back to you and your family and save you thousands of dollars in energy savings. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Hey, Brock Ewart here, along with IRG Physical and Hand Therapy President and CEO Shannon O'Kelly. The weather is warming. The sports are moving outdoors, Shannon. Maybe time to take care of that lawn and pull the old lawnmower out. Is it a time where you get a little busier as the weather warms?
Oh, absolutely, Brock. You know, what we know, particularly in the Puget Sound, we have these cold, wet winters. The weather changes, the sun comes out, and everybody wants to rush outside and do things. And I'm telling you, that's great, but you got to take time, listen to your body. You got to prepare your body for those activities. You don't want to go too fast, too soon. So warm up, stretch, make sure you have flexibility, a little bit of conditioning, because if you're conditioned and ready and prepared, those activities outside are going to be so much funner, if that makes sense. You're an athlete yourself, Brock. You know how important warming up is.
No, I like funner. I think they would tell you more fun, but I kind of like funner, and that's exactly what IRG is. For more info or to book your appointment today, simply go to irgpt.com. Remember, that's irgpt.com.
There are 6 markets you can place your money in. Research suggests it's better to have exposure to all 6 markets. Don't miss a potential opportunity because you didn't strategically diversify your assets. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Request your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing in your portfolio. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
Guys, thinking about testosterone replacement therapy? Revive Men's Health can help you get started if you're ready to book your free T-check. Visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. That's Revive, REVIBE, weekdays.menshealth.com.
At the Harnish Auto family, people matter isn't just a saying, it's how they do business. For over 40 years, their dealerships, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Volkswagen, Subaru of Puyallup, plus Chevrolet and Kia of Everett, have built a stellar reputation on trust, respect, and great deals. From supporting local charities to making sure every customer drives away happy, they're here for you. Stop by any of their dealerships or visit HarnishAutoFamily.com and find your next car today. Harnish Auto Family. People matter.
Just before the break, we were talking about these scary, scary whales known as orcas. They hunt in packs. I don't know if you guys knew this. We have a video. If you're on YouTube, you can enjoy this with us. If you're going to stream the show later or whatever, you can check it out. A lot of fun. Go to youtube.com, search KIRO News Radio, and then our show will pop right up there as the live option for you. And people are loving it. They do love it. We're going to play a very quick video, and then I want to get into this interesting thing that I saw on a news site about parents who don't let their kids go to birthday parties because for a very specific reason.
Okay.
And somebody in the studio with us, a third amigo, whose name is Nate Thompson, actually has
Nate
a party
who?
coming up.
Nate Connors?
What did I say?
Thompson's just fine.
Nate Thompson?
Thompson's fine.
That's not you.
No.
Nate Connors. No, your name's Nate Connors.
That's all right.
Nate the Great Connors. So we'll talk about that in
Nate
just a second.
Thompson starts next week.
Laura, let's play this
You
video.
let the cat out of the bag.
Here, I can hit play here. Here we go. All right, watch this. I found this so crazy. This is, I think this is from the BBC. This is David Attenborough describing. He's got the best.
Oh, he's
the best
a
orca.
natural gift.
Yeah, he's a gift. Do you know who his brother is?
Richard?
Do you know what movie he was in?
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
Come on.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
But if they are to catch a seal resting on such a large piece of ice,
This looks fake. There's all these orcas
the
poking their
hunters
heads
need
up.
to change their tactics.
There's a seal who thinks he's smart. He's hiding on a piece of ice, and this black fin is dipping beneath the surface.
This time, they produce a subsurface wave.
So they all swim in unison underneath the ice, and they crack the ice, which then the seal is forced to swim, and then yoink.
Oh, I don't want to watch
They eat
this. This is awful.
If you do want to watch it, we'll play the whole video over the break, so you can watch it over the commercial
That's
break
horrific.
here. If you're watching live, we do live videos
He's
over the commercial break. It's a lot of fun.
re-traumatized. All of a sudden, he's learning to swim again. I can see why. I can see why this would be painful for you. I didn't mean to re-traumatize you. I'm
all
so
right,
sorry.
man.
It was so
You're totally
inconsiderate.
right. That was
It
inconsiderate.
So inconsiderate of
Right.
us.
Nate looks like a seal.
Yeah,
now that
thank you.
mention it.
Thank you.
Nate, you have a party coming up. There's a parenting expert who says that she won't let her kids attend birthday parties occasionally. Sometimes she does.
How old are the kids?
I think she says her kids are like they're somewhere between 10 and 15.
Okay.
That's the age.
Yeah.
And the parties, she says, are just like, it's too much energy, it's too crazy, and she says it's actually like it's stepping on their family time. And so even though the kids would love to, it's always on the weekends and stuff.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But she's saying they get so little time together during the week that on the weekends they want to make sure they prioritize the time they spend together. And so a lot of times she just will say no, and she'll say, hey, we know that our kids are friends, but we're just going to opt out of the party. Is that monstrous, do you think?
Going to other kids' parties?
Going to other kids' parties.
They want to cut the kids loose to enjoy time with friends and build relationships because the time together is so precious.
Well, I see both sides, but come on, part of growing up, especially at that age, is going to birthday parties.
Independence.
Yeah.
Don't you have a birthday party coming up?
Yeah, tomorrow my son turns 12.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Are you hosting the party?
Yes.
What kind of party is it?
Really sorry.
Yeah, we've got a total of, I want to say, 9 kids coming over. And they're
Sleepover?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And it starts early though, like at
Holy-
maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah, it's a full day, full night.
Yeah, and then just go crazy. We live in a cul-de-sac, so we're just
go
going to open
nuts,
the
kids.
doors and let them go for it.
Blocking off the street.
Pretty
got
much.
Got some barricades.
Yeah.
You got an RV?
No.
You and the missus could sleep in?
Right.
You guys should
Surrender
just
the house?
pitch a tent in the backyard. You'd be better off.
Surrender the house.
I
There's
know.
a question for you because it's crazy.
It is.
Little boys are nuts at that
Yes.
age. They're nuts at that age.
Yes.
Are you guys ready for that?
Yes.
What have you done to prepare for that disaster waiting to happen?
Well, we've got a cooler up in the room with ice and a lot of beverages.
Are you feeding
For
them?
us.
For you,
Smart.
Yeah,
You're
for
gonna
us
barricade
too.
yourself in the
We're
master
gonna be
bedroom.
upstairs in the master bedroom, and they can have the house.
Good luck
That's
down
really
there.
smart, actually.
Yeah. We'll be watching Dateline upstairs. And,
Sure.
Couple
Tossing a few back,
That's
watching
right.
Dateline
That's
like we
right.
all do.
I got a couple of hard-learned tips I could share with you right now.
Yeah.
First off, you like Jake was asking, you going to feed them?
Oh, yeah.
Costco pizza.
That was my suggestion.
Costco pizza.
All right. Pizza.
Bulk, cheap, money's probably save you $150.
It's also delicious. By
it's
the
great
way.
pizza. It is great pizza.
It's great pizza.
Second tip, though, here's a big one.
Yeah.
You have the ability to cut Wi-Fi in the house.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You either gotta confiscate the phones,
Good call.
or you gotta cut the Wi-Fi.
No, you're right.
These kids have phones.
Well, they did devices.
Some of them,
iPads,
and they'll be. And it's not just 9 kids at your party now.
They bring them to a friend's house.
Well, half of the kids live in the neighborhood, so they'll have them handy.
Why will they have them?
That's what kids do, man.
The party is the fun.
That's part of life. That's my point. You cut the Wi-Fi. You keep the party within the confines of your house.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's board games. How many Nerf guns do you have?
A lot.
You're going to have Nerf wars, right?
Yeah.
How many bullets do you have? Nerf bullets?
Oh, too many.
Okay, good. Because I've got literally 1,000 at home.
I do too.
Yeah.
We just had a Nerf party a few weeks ago.
That's safe, soft fun.
Every day
aggression gets out, nothing gets broken.
Every day I come home, I'm picking up dart bullets from the yard.
Safe, soft fun.
Safe, soft fun.
Just like Nate and his wife enjoying each other upstairs. Safe, soft fun.
Hey, wait a minute.
Final is homeowners insurance. You got it?
I got a guy. He's fine. We got to take a break.
I got a
Jeez
guy.
Louise. All right, during the break, you can watch these whales attack a seal if you're interested.
Oh, it's magic.
It is magic. It's nature. You can't hate it.
Delicious.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Our first Mark Challenge victory is Aaron McCoy from McCoy Home Solutions, yet another small business owner that took the First Mark Insurance Challenge. Aaron, what was the initiative to make that call?
I've got something worth preserving for the sake of the people that I serve and my family. So it's important to me.
What did you learn through the process?
The experience with First Mark has been highly professional, informative individuals that have helped me from personal to professional insurance, life insurance, policies, coverage, cyberspace, things that I was afraid to approach were pretty easily approachable.
How would you say their customer service has been, Aaron?
Absolutely 10 out of 10. I just couldn't say anything higher about First Mark. They've executed very well on as many levels as I could rate them.
So if you're a small business owner that wants to take the stress of insurance off your plate, do what Aaron McCoy did for McCoy Home Solutions. Make the call to First Mark Insurance. They're your teammate that goes to work for you. FirstMarkInsurance.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys, I love this song. I love these nachos. I love our kickball league. Ugh! I love this guy. What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out?
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
There's a sink at the brink and a drain that's a pain.
DayandNight.net.
The old throne's not too well, and ooh, does it smell?
DayandNight.net.
Slow drains, backed up toilet, is your main drain or sewer clogged? Hi, I'm Bruce, General Manager of Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. Over the past 70 years, I think we've seen every drain clog out there. If your pipes aren't draining from a small fix to a major repair, our sewer and camera inspection will show exactly where the problem is. I promise you, our experienced technicians will find the issue, the right solution, and do it at a fair price. Give us a call or visit dayandnight.net. I guarantee whether Day and Night is your first choice or your smart second opinion, we'll work harder than anyone to earn your trust.
If you have a drain that's slow or clogged, call Day and Night. Now you'll save $50 off any drain cleaning. Slow or clogged drains? You know where to go.
dayandnight.net.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Heather Bosch. There's concern America's disaster response agency may not be ready for the upcoming hurricane season. CBS's Peter King explains.
A former top FEMA official tells CBS News the agency's warehouses are either empty or filled with expired storm supplies. That official says the agency won't be able to handle more than one disaster at a time, and in any event, cutbacks could mean the neediest would be hurt the most. Disabled and elderly people, for example, those in rural areas.
This comes as more than 138 million Americans are right now under the threat of severe storms. This includes parts of the mid-Mississippi, Tennessee, and Ohio valleys. CBS meteorologist Jessica Birch.
That means we could see tornado threat throughout the southern portions of Indiana and Indianapolis and western portions of Kentucky. You can also gear up for some strong winds, too, forecasted anywhere up to around 40 to 60 miles per hour at times.
There could be isolated flash flooding in parts of New England. An attorney for victims' families is denying reports the federal government may drop criminal charges against Boeing for 2 deadly 737 MAX 8 crashes.
Attorney Mark Lindquist says families of the victims who died on board the 2 737 MAX jets wanted Boeing to face manslaughter charges. Instead, the charge was fraud.
The families at least want to see Boeing be held fully accountable for that charge.
A deal would mean Boeing avoids trial next month. Family members settled a civil lawsuit against Boeing for an undisclosed amount of money in April. Luke Ducey for CBS News, Seattle.
President Trump is returning from his trip to the Middle East. CBS's Willie James Inman.
The president made this a trip of deals, announcing several of those deals that would benefit American corporations like Boeing, Amazon, GE. Most notably, Qatar will buy Boeing jets, over 100 Boeing jets. That is a multi-billion-dollar deal.
Worth $96 billion. A video gamer prevents a school shooting. CBS's Jim Krasula explains.
The Tennessee boy alerted police in Tehama County, California, after being in an online chat site with 2 teenagers who were allegedly planning a mass school shooting. Tehama County Sheriff Dave Kane.
The suspect and the accomplice had previously planned on executing the attack on the school on May 9th before one of them backed out.
Investigators say a 14 and a 15-year-old boy hoped to kill upwards of 100 people at a school in Cottonwood, California, after killing one set of their parents. Jim Krasula, CBS News.
That young gamer from Tennessee is being hailed now as a hero. If you see something, say something. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
A man accused of multiple crimes in West Seattle has been charged. That story coming up. But first, from the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk, congestion on the West Seattle Bridge heading into I-5 northbound, 405 northbound, slow from 167 to Newport Hills, and State Route 18 eastbound from Tiger Mountain to I-90, slow going there. Travel times, Federal Way to Seattle, a little over a half an hour. Everett to Seattle, 49 minutes. Everett to Bellevue, 41 minutes.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle. KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM. Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Derek Wing. The man accused of stabbing a man and robbing a woman in West Seattle Monday has been formally charged. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
King County prosecutors say it was a random act of violence when 25-year-old Jemison Calix Bodden stabbed a man on the sidewalk near West Seattle High School. Earlier, prosecutors say he stole a woman's cell phone by force. Casey McNerthney with the King County Prosecutor's Office.
What really stood out to prosecutors and the police is the randomness of it. You know, the victim was just somebody in West Seattle just going about their business. So unusual to be stabbed like that.
Calix Bodden is charged with assault and robbery. He's held on $250,000 bail. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Hospitals and health providers across Washington are bracing for major financial pain. Proposed Medicaid cuts could slash funding by $700 million per year. Jacqueline Barton-True of the Washington State Hospital Association tells KIRO's G and Ursula our state provides care to undocumented individuals.
Part of this bill says if you're a state that provides health care to those undocumented folks, then we are going to cut how much federal dollars you receive. Again, regardless of the fact that none of those federal dollars were going to care for that.
The bill is working its way through Congress and would cut Medicaid funding by more than $800 billion over the next 10 years. Republicans say it is a way to root out waste, fraud, and abuse. Well, will we have enough water this summer? Cliff Mass, atmospheric sciences professor at the University of Washington, tells the Jason Rantz Show on KTTH will probably be in pretty decent shape.
So right now, most of the reservoirs, like Seattle or Everett, are nice and full. On the east side, it's about 75% of normal for the Yakima Basin, so it's a little bit below normal, but it's not no crisis there.
He says it's been cooler and drier than it normally is in the month of May, but this weekend we can expect some rain. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Cloudy today with a high of 58 degrees. Showers to start the weekend on Saturday, high of 56, and mostly cloudy on Sunday with a high of 59. Right now it's 54 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Derek Wing, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome back to the show. A lot to cover, a lot to get to. Spike, have you seen all the stuff that's happening at UW right now? See, there was another protest, another vandalism.
Yeah, I don't know what we got to do to get the message through to these.
You know what my dad would have said years ago? He would have said, "You gotta crack some skulls." No, not actually.
No. It's a metaphor.
It's a euphemism
for getting people's attention.
Getting people's attention.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's it.
He would say, "We got to bust some butts."
I don't know how you got to get through to people that you're being not just ineffective, you're being counterproductive.
Yeah,
you are fueling the argument of those you vehemently oppose.
You're not doing yourself any favors.
You're not doing no favors by sinking down to the level of criminality.
It's not a protest when you vandalize.
It's not. No,
you're not protesting. You're vandalizing. It's horrible. Cliff Mass. He says it's been one incident after another. I like Cliff Mass. He's a university professor. He comes on the show from time to time. He's isn't he a meteorologist?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I appreciate you've gotten past holding that against him.
Well,
I know you're passionate disdain for meteorologists.
I like a good meteorologist.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good. There you go. That clarifies.
I don't want some of these fly-by-night snake oil salesmen who are telling you the weather's going to be something that it's not going to be.
Anytime a, air quote, meteorologist spends more time in hair and makeup than they do looking at the big board, I think that says it all right there.
Bingo.
Boom.
You can tell that Cliff Mass, he doesn't care about that.
Doesn't care about hair and makeup.
No. He cares about the weather, and he cares that you get it right.
The only drip he has is coming from your rain spout. Boom. Man. How's that? Write that down. That marketing degree, people, right there.
This show is fresh. Certified 100 and young. People always say that to us. They say, "How you guys are so young?
Well,
you're so young and fresh."
Aggregate age, I have lost 20 years.
Isn't that
working
amazing?
with you two wonderful people.
I know.
I have.
Yeah.
Laura,
you add up all our ages and you divide by 3.
That's it.
It's a young number.
Yep.
I can't do the math, but it's a youngish number, and that's pretty good.
Yeah.
We say things like drip.
If you add all 3 of our ages together and divide it by 3,
what would that?
Neither of you two is that old yet.
How does that work out?
I'm not kidding.
How does that work out?
I'm not kidding. You want to know?
Let's see.
How old you're?
No. We don't want to say ages.
Okay.
People don't care about ages.
I'll give you a total.
People know that I look like I'm in my early 30s?
Yeah, I'll give you
Let's
that.
ask the audience.
I'll give.
If
There
you're
you go,
watching on
audience.
YouTube.
Yes,
That's a great game. Let's play that game together, audience, on YouTube. You guys can enter in the chat.
How old does Jake look?
How old do I look? Look at my face right here. How old do I look? And I just got a haircut. My wife cuts my hair, by the way, because
really
she does.
She does a great job. I never would have guessed
She's
that.
been doing it for 17 years.
Wow.
And the nice thing is, you save a lot of money. 17 years of haircuts.
Oh yeah.
What is that, like $200?
Ooh.
It's a lot.
Where you going? You got a barber pole out front? Yeah. I'm saying 10 haircuts a year. 6 haircuts a year for you every other month? Ballpark it, right?
No, like once a month, easy.
Okay, once a month?
My hair grows very fast.
Great. Well, that's even
the
more
Lord
money.
has blessed me with a lot of hair.
You're saving $500 a year on average, I would say, as I ballpark the numbers. 17 years. That's $850. Or, excuse me, $8,500.
What about tips?
Oh, that's $10,000 she saved you.
Have I told you my haircutting story?
That's a used SUV you've saved.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. I know we started talking about vandalism at the UW. Let's just put that to bed real fast.
Okay, great.
Bad deal.
Great.
Bad deal. Let's get to the important stuff. How old do I look? Let's do how old do each of us look. Everybody's going to look into the camera, and if you're on YouTube, you can comment in the chat section. And I would like you guys, feel free to be trolly if you want to, but I would like you to be real. All right, I'm going to go first. Here's me.
Dude.
There I am, just hanging out. Give you one of these. Over the shoulder. All right, now let's move over to Spike. Spike, give a look.
Sorry.
He just, what are you, in Tombstone?
Yeah.
He just crossed his arms and looked backwards like he was
on
dead.
my way to Boot Hill.
I got a couple of coins we could put over your eyes.
There you go. Great.
And then Laura, no, we don't want to guess girls' ages. That's not kind.
I'm opting out.
Laura's opting out.
Okay.
Sophia's in here too. She can't play because she's actually young, so that's not fair. It's just Spike and
Everyone
myself.
already knows my age also.
Okay, fair enough.
It's been repeated on the air so
That's
many
fair.
times.
She's young. She's just young. That's fine. All right. While you guys guess our ages, there's other stuff for us to get to. There's a lady in Renton. This is wild. We're going to play this video for you if you're watching on YouTube. It's a lot of fun. She's in Renton, and she's at a buffet. Have you ever been to a buffet?
It's so sweet of you to give me the ability to say no and lie to the people out there. Of course I've been to a buffet.
What's your favorite buffet in America?
Ooh.
Tell the audience so they know.
Oh, that's a great question.
Are we talking about old Golden Corral?
No, I don't mind. I will go. Boy, I'm not going to disparage a potential sponsor. That's for dang sure.
Yeah.
I can appreciate a good value, hearty American meal buffet.
Sure.
With the best of them.
Sure.
But the Sunday brunch, Mother's Day, Newcastle. Oh.
Your buffet is Newcastle.
Sunday Mother's Day brunch.
Good golly, this guy's rich.
Omelet bar.
People don't
Once
know
a
that
year?
about you when they
Once
look
a
at
year?
you. They don't know that about you, that you're so rich.
Thank you. I try not to flaunt it.
We love the buffet at Newcastle. That's like nobody ever comes up with that answer.
Mother's Day.
That's fine. Newcastle's lovely. Newcastle's very nice.
By the way,
I've never been to a brunch there, but I did apply for a job.
It's wonderful. And most of the casinos in our area have wonderful,
good buffets.
Wonderful
You're right.
buffets.
Great buffets. Casino's a great place to get a buffet. In Renton, there's a lady, and apparently this is we don't know the name of this buffet, or maybe we don't want to say the name of this buffet. Do we want to say the name? No, we don't want to say the name.
Okay, let's not. Yet.
This apparently happened in Renton. Apparently this was in the last day or so, but we're going to pull the video up here. She goes nuts. Now, I don't know if she got bad service. I don't know if she didn't like that they didn't have enough bread pudding left. I don't know what the deal is.
Well, they capped her at 6 tapiocas. What happened?
Watch this. She walks in. She's obviously on a mission here, and she just starts. All right. She's destroying things. Plates are flying.
Oh, my goodness.
What is she doing? You can't destroy a buffet like that.
She's pushing heated food service off the counters.
Yeah.
She's destroying equipment at the buffet.
Horrible.
Potted plant. Even.
Potted plant. Plant did nothing to her.
Here's a question for you. What would you do in this situation?
Oh,
you just
hold on. Props to the guy walking by and not dropping a speck of food, taking his food from the buffet back to his table without spilling a drop.
Think about this. You're in there.
Right.
You're sitting at this table. The only reason you're there is because you want to go back up to that bar 10, 12 times.
Yes. Get
you
your
see
money's
this lady
worth.
going nuts on it. You've just ruined my meal because I plan on going up there for 3 or 4 more plates.
Yeah.
What do you do in that situation?
I assess what she didn't destroy and what I like best. The remaining food.
5-second rule. It's like the whole place just jumps on the ground.
Why do people think they have the right that Then
you're right. These are 2 vandalism stories. UW, lady at buffet. They're the same people.
The disregard for the community around you, for the people who are also there, just trying to enjoy a good hot delicious meal.
100%,
as many times back as you want.
That's the drip.
And your perceived insult or injury outweighs the entire community's well-being or rights.
Yeah.
You're more privileged than everybody else around you because they ran out of the carvery was closed for that 18 minutes.
Yeah.
While they brought out a fresh rack of prime rib.
She couldn't get any more whatever they served.
They were out of poached whitefish, which she's crazy about.
Nobody goes to buffets for whitefish.
Oh, you got to come with me.
A poached whitefish.
Oh my gosh, a great seafood buffet. Oh,
again, you're talking about a high level of buffet.
I really am. I am overlording my taste.
I love the king crab tower.
Oh my gosh,
right? It's
the
best.
Shrimp the size of your hand.
So great.
Shrimp the size of your hand.
I love the beluga all you can eat beluga caviar. So delicious.
And
People
they don't
love it.
judge. They don't judge when you come back a fifth time.
Scoop it and you get
eat it with your fingers right out of the trough.
You don't even use the spoon that's made out of bone. Did you know that?
No.
You know
really?
those spoons are made out of bone because it doesn't leave any taste in your mouth.
That's interesting.
Put it on a little cracker. I don't know how to eat it. I can't eat that stuff. I'm allergic.
The only thing
to
I put on
shellfish.
crackers comes out of cans. Jeez whiz.
Now you're lying to be a man of the people. That's a lie. This guy goes to expensive places.
I have
nice.
I have tasted caviar once in my life and almost woofed. It was so bad.
I wouldn't eat it.
So bad.
I have a moral problem with it. Those are babies. Those are fish babies.
Really?
Isn't it? Isn't it caviar a fish baby?
I thought they were like berries.
It's fish eggs.
I'm kidding. I know it's fish eggs. And you're right.
I love those fish. I want as many as we can get. I want them. I do not want to eat them.
It's a sadder world without them.
I want them to grow up so I can eat them.
Smart. That's smart.
It is smart. Can we talk for a second about this manhunt that's going on? Or a woman hunt, I guess this would be. There's hunting for a woman. It's probably still called a manhunt. This is a crazy thing that happened, though. Tacoma police, listen to this. Heather Pearson has been accused of attempted murder in this case. Tacoma police say that she assaulted somebody with her vehicle. And they think it was on purpose. It wasn't just a hit and run like somebody's walking through the intersection, looking at their phone. You don't notice that you hit them, then you take off. That's a bad thing to do. Always wait for the police because then it becomes a hit and run. It's a new thing. She actually, according to the police, they say the victim was, let's see here, despite this, they said it was an intentional act. And they say they determined, I don't know how they determined this, but they say she hit the gas in the truck she was driving and intentionally hit this woman who was in the road, intentionally leaving the other woman pinned beneath the truck as she ditched the vehicle and then fled. So they're looking for her. So if you've seen this, you can call Crime Stoppers. You can call Tacoma Police. What do you think of this reward? $1,000 reward? What is this? What's up with the $1,000? That's not much. It's like the guy who shot at the
officers.
At the officers.
10 shots or 15 shots from an AK AR-15.
AR-15?
AR-15.
Through
this is attempted murder. They know who the woman is. Her pictures clearly posted on Fox 13's website. $1,000. First off, if you know this woman, you shouldn't need.
They know her name. They know her name.
I mean, if you know her, if you're an associate of this woman, you know where she may be hiding. We had our bounty hunter on last week, president of the International Bounty Hunter Association.
Yep.
And he said it's often the people, it's the people in her life that want that have a grudge with her or a beef with her, that want to flip on her. That's who you talk to. If you are an associate of Heather Pearson or person,
who also goes by the name, according to the story, of Heather Keating.
She's working on an alias that tells you what kind of person she is. Maybe this Heather person is just a pejorative. Anyway, you shouldn't need to be bribed to turn her in.
No,
$1,000 seems small for such a heinous crime of attempted murder.
Horrible.
I mean, this one's clear. It's attempted murder.
Yeah,
left her vehicle parked on top of the victim and fled.
Yeah.
If you know her, turn her in. And donate, if it's $1,000, donate it to the victim's recovery.
Who is going to recover? According to the victim, was taken to the hospital with serious injuries, but is expected to survive. So that's a silver lining. That's the good news. But the bad news is you got this lady out there who's Heather, who goes by Heather Pearson, or also Heather Keating, which is an alias apparently, who is on the loose, and they're looking for her right now. So if you know her, and you need $1,000, you might want to think about giving them a call.
You know, you're right. You're right.
It's not chump change. I mean, $1,000 is $1,000.
It's not. It makes a major difference these days. It's a lot of groceries.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a power bill. You bet.
Absolutely. All right. We have time for one more thing really fast. Did you guys see, and this is a complete aside.
Okay.
We were talking about this a little bit earlier. about letting your kids go to birthday parties or not. I do want to play this audio. We have some audio here.
Okay.
Do we have the audio of this? No kids? Yes, we do. No kids at birthday parties. There's a lady who posts this to TikTok. She's apparently she's like a parenting expert, so she talks about this all the time. But she talks about why she doesn't let her kids go to parties. I'd love a little more from you, Spike, on this.
Okay.
How did you come to that decision, and how do you kind of deal with the backlash of friends being like, "Why didn't you come?"
One of my general principles, which I was probably espousing when I was talking about this, is that you have to like decide for your family what are the things that are important. And one way to do that is to think like big picture, like what are our values and so on. And another is just to be like, what do we want our days and weekends to look like? Because, if you're not happy with like Saturday and Sunday every week, or with Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like you won't be happy. And for our family, this idea of like prioritizing some time that the four of us can spend together that is family time, like that's very central.
That is a real thing. I do understand what she's saying. We're incredibly busy and spread very thin right now because we have kids sports. We have 2 kids in sports right now.
Next year it's coming fast.
Next year
right?
we'll have 3 in sports at one time, which just gets wild. Each of them is in at least 3 days a week in sports right now.
Yeah, it's what you do.
It's what you do.
Yeah.
And they rarely are on the same day. And so we're just every single day we're doing something for these kids. Every day we do something for these kids. These ungrateful kids.
We just fed you yesterday.
Yeah, no kidding.
I had a nickel every time my dad told me that.
So how do you slow life down? Where do you find the moments to slow life down a little bit to prioritize the things like family? So you don't lose track of the core thing that's going to matter in that kid's life is not the friends forever. It's going to be your family life. And you have a lot more opportunity to have those moments given. And
the more
birthdays
kids you
are
have,
rare.
the more kids you have, the more spread thin you are.
Yeah.
You're right.
So what do you think about this?
You've kind of really brought me around to a more empathetic perspective on this. My initial thought was, what a selfish parent.
Mm-hmm.
We had a tough week, so I'm going to take your weekend and make sure we have our family hug time.
Yeah.
But you got to strike that balance. I want to say that you also have to allot for your kids to be spending time with their friends.
Away from the nest.
Away from the nest.
Yeah,
Not just
right.
the independence, but the exposure. You think I'm hard on you? Go see what Timmy's parents are like. Spend a little time out there in the real world, my friend.
That is a nice thing. Like I find when we send our kids to other places, they do seem to come back and appreciate you a little bit more.
Because you got a good home.
You got a good life.
Right?
Exactly.
You got a good life.
Yeah, you got a real good life.
But I appreciate you're giving me this perspective on it. This parenting expert, and she knows from which she speaks. She's a published author. She's been on Good Morning America. They don't let schlubs on Good Morning America to give parental advice. It's an important issue.
Sure. Well,
people look for help.
She could be a schlub. I don't know anything about her.
Well, she could be. I initially thought how selfish of you to say, if we had a tough week, we're spending the weekend together as a family.
Yeah.
But that's important. It's important to have family time to reconnect with. Make sure you've got eyeball contact with your kids. Family time's not, you're downstairs with the old man or whatever, and the kids are up in their rooms on their iPads or those kind of things. I'm sure this parenting expert makes sure it's
intentional
FaceTime.
moments together.
Yes, intentional. That's the word.
We one of the things that we do with our kids is, we're still at the age where the kids aren't getting they might talk with their friends and they might make plans, but obviously they may not come to fruition if the parents are not involved. Because my oldest is only 10, but we will get messages or text, and we do this too. We'll send, we'll text parents like, hey, we'd love to set up a play date for so-and-so.
Yes. Yeah. That's good.
You do find yourself saying no to a lot of, we find ourselves saying no to a lot of these things, and we do come back to this very thing. We're like,
this core family. Yeah.
We would, also your kid, when they go off somewhere and they get a little bit of that taste of freedom, sometimes they come back. One of my kids especially comes back with kind of like cock of the walk, like, I'm free and easy. I can do whatever I want.
Life outside the block.
They do. No, they come back with an attitude, and you're just like, I don't know if this is the best thing in the world.
Well,
it depends on where you send them. So sometimes we'll say no, or we'll just say, hey, you know what? We got to reschedule for a different time. So the kid never finds out. The best thing is that the kid never finds out that they were even asked in the first place, because then they're not disappointed.
Yes, that's solid. That's a great strategy.
And you can force them to stay home with you, and we have.
They don't know that they're missing out on the free pony rides over at Timmy's house. They don't know. They don't know they got all-you-can-eat pizza Sunday bar that Steve's parents put together for that soiree.
Yeah, which sounds great.
Right. We didn't even get into what it takes to be I want to say competitive, but to keep up with the Joneses.
Oh, dude, we should talk about competitive birthday parties.
Right.
Yeah, it's nuts.
When you have your kid go somewhere and they go to this soiree.
The amount of money, I'm not kidding, the amount of money that people are spending on kids' parties blows my mind.
They had a bouncy castle and a Titanic inflatable slide.
Yes. And everybody goes home with swag bags now.
Gift bags. I've seen that.
Gift bags. When I was a kid, you went with a present. You don't leave with one.
Right.
And now every kid leaves with we had a party. We went to a party recently. Every kid went home with a little stack of cash. I'm like, what are you guys doing? No, I'm just kidding.
A Bulova watch.
Yeah.
A new iPad.
A Bulova. A Bulova, Spike.
It's made of bubble gum, though.
They told us, yeah. It's wild. No, but seriously, parents understand this. It's a wild thing that people are doing now. They're all competing against each other.
It's tough to throw a party for a kid because the expectations
we don't
on you as a
participate in
parent.
it.
Yeah.
We'll go to the parties, but when we throw parties for the kids, old school.
Here you go. It's
1950 style.
Sticks. You're all playing Army. Go.
Yeah. Have fun in the dirt, kid. And you know what? They do.
Yes.
They have a blast.
Amen.
Good golly. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. Are we talking about the AI stuff next, Laura? Is that what we're doing next?
Oh, yeah.
The opportunity. That's
the
your
opportunity of a lifetime.
Yeah. Laura had an interesting opportunity presented her way because of the way her voice sounds. You can make money doing this, but do you have to sell your soul?
I need to know if I should do this or not.
Should you do it?
I need your advice. I need the audience's advice.
Okay.
You've already said too much.
We've said too much. This is pretty crazy, though.
Hush.
All right. We'll tell you all about it next. You guys can weigh in as well. We'll be right back.
The John Curley Show.
They call him Reggie Smiley Wilson. How many years did you drive a Metro bus?
36 years.
You were the guy that had a smile sign. When people came on, you say smile, you do jokes.
That bus is reality. And everybody needs to know that, hey, man, my reality is no different from yours because I got to eat, I got to sleep, and I got to work. And I think we all want to do it a better way.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube, weekdays 3 to 7, and download the KIRO Newsradio app.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Now more than ever, you want to buy your next vehicle from a dealership you trust. For me, that's Carter Subaru. Ursula Reutin here. Right now, you can get the 2025 Crosstrek or the 2025 Forester with 3.9% APR for 48 months. Shop the Carter Subaru Advantage and enjoy valet parking at their Ballard dealership and at-home delivery across all locations.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 5/31/25.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
It's a new year, but many seniors are struggling with the same old problem: high prices and rising property taxes. We're here with our friend Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage, and he says a reverse mortgage may be the answer.
Many seniors cannot afford to stay in the home they love. A reverse mortgage gives them access to equity in their home without having to sell. They can pay off their mortgage if they have one, and maybe pull some extra cash out of their home, and best of all, they have no mortgage payment the rest of their life.
But as you always say, a reverse mortgage is not for everyone.
That's right. Avoid the high-pressure sales pitch from those out-of-state call centers. I give you a consultation, not a sales pitch. I'll tell you if a reverse mortgage is right for you, and I always tell you if it's not.
Honest advice you can trust from the reverse mortgage experts. Best Mortgage. The VA loan experts and debt consolidation specialists too. 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage. 425-649-6000.
Hey, it's Shannon O'Kelly, President and CEO of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy, inviting you to come to work for IRG. With just over 40 locations in the beautiful Pacific Northwest, you have the opportunity to work in the city and place you want with a great team, a great atmosphere, and great mentorship.
Shannon, what type of staff are you looking to hire? Is it just clinical staff right now?
We are looking to hire not only physical therapists, but also occupational therapists, exercise techs, athletic trainers, front office coordinators. We have a whole platform of different services we provide to the community.
Over 40 clinics in the Pacific Northwest. There are openings across the whole company. Head over to irgpt.com/careers and apply today. But Shannon, will they have any fun coming to work at IRG?
Oh my gosh, Brock, that's what it's all about. We want to have fun. We're all about passion. We're all about positivity. We want people to change lives. That's what we're doing here at IRG. We're changing lives, not only of our employees, our patients, and our communities. We want you to be your best self.
So head over to irgpt.com/careers, irgpt.com/careers, and apply today.
Active Liver is the easy way to get a daily detox to keep you healthy and feeling your best. Find Active Liver at your local CVS or online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com.
For many years now, Heritage Homecraft has been making stunning kitchens for the folks at Puget Sound. Hi, Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. When we resurface your existing cabinet boxes, install custom-built cabinet doors, and tailored quartz countertops, it'll transform any old, outdated kitchen into the showpiece of your home as it ought to be. All done in about a week without the mess, hassle, time, and expense of a complete tear-out. Not a national chain, your new kitchen is designed, created, and installed by a team of dedicated craftspeople who live and work here in the Pacific Northwest. Have one of our professional representatives out for a free in-home consultation. We'll bring the showroom to you and leave you with an exact quote for your new kitchen. I promise you'll be amazed by the quality and transformation. Just ask any one of our thousands of satisfied customers. If you call today, there's still time to have your new kitchen installed before summer. Call today, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
Hey 12, Steve Rabel here, voice of your Seattle Seahawks. The wait is over, and tickets are on sale now for our historic 50th season. This season is going to be legendary, with past, present, and future colliding at Lumen Field. Get your tickets today at Seahawks.com/tickets.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. There is a potential deal now reached between Boeing and the Department of Justice in connection with two deadly 737 MAX crashes. Attorney Mark Lindquist represents the families of the victims. He says a settlement in the criminal case has not yet been finalized.
DOJ is denying that a deal has been made.
A deal would mean Boeing avoids trial next month. Lindquist's clients settled a civil lawsuit against Boeing back in April. A federal proposal would block states from regulating artificial intelligence for 10 years. Washington's Nick Brown is among more than 36 attorneys general who signed a letter to Congress speaking out against that idea.
AG Brown says at the pace technology moves, not allowing states to regulate AI would be dangerous. Senator Mike Rounds, a South Dakota Republican, says it's Congress's responsibility to regulate this kind of thing, not the states. And he says leaving it up to the states could leave us with, quote, a real mess on our hands. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
There is rain in our forecast this weekend, and that could actually be good news for some drivers. KIRO News Radio's Nate Connors explains about a couple of road projects being postponed.
The extended 5-day closure scheduled at the State Route 18 I-90 interchange was supposed to start last night through next Wednesday, but is now postponed. WashDOT tells us they'll most likely reschedule this after Memorial Day weekend. Our other project put on hold is in Renton, where crews plan to shut down the southbound 405 ramps at Northeast 30th for ramp realignment. So far, there's no timeline for reschedule. We have a list of closures that are still on at mynorthwest.com. Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
And going now to the closing bell reports, Bastyr University is planning to sell its Kenmore campus. The board voted to approve that decision last week, saying it's part of a plan to cut costs and stay open. Bastyr plans to lease the property back for a few years, then move. They hope the land becomes affordable housing one day. At the close today on Wall Street, it's a solid day. Dow up 332, NASDAQ ahead 98, S&P 500 gained 41. Now to the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk. This report is brought to you by Seattle Sports. We have no crashes slowing you down right now, but there is some decent travel times out there right now. 43 minutes from Linwood to Seattle. Pretty thick there. Right when you reach the 520 interchange going southbound. Tacoma to Olympia, about a 1 hour drive. Very thick, those typical backups right through JBLM. And then again, as you approach Olympia, it gets a little thick as well. Looking at about a 30-minute drive from Bellevue to Renton and heading north into Everett, 45 to 50 minutes from Seattle or Bellevue. Listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial. Head to 97.3 HD2. Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. We are cloudy today with a couple of spotty showers and also some sun breaks this afternoon. Right now, 55 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. We got a lot to talk about. And to do that, we're going to use our voices. Sometimes people think sexy voices.
I remember when I could say that.
This is a weird... no, people love your voice.
Yeah, okay.
I heard a lot. A lot of people say it.
I should do cooking narratives. When I talk about food, ooh, yum. Oh, yeah.
What kind of food are you describing now?
Lava cake.
I actually do love lava cake.
Molten chocolate lava cake.
Woo. Keep going.
For limited time only.
I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to close my eyes and not see you. But I want you to describe.
Where are we?
In a world where fast food dominates, quality cooking has never been a memory. We offer now for your dining pleasure, lava cake.
Is it hot?
I don't know. This is not. This is.
Can I
Laura.
touch the cake?
This is. Don't touch the cake.
Don't touch
it. Too hot to handle, but delicious.
A little foreplay. Don't touch it. Got it.
But you can smell it.
You can smell it right through the radio.
Oh, you guys stop. I really want lava cake right now.
For limited time only.
All right, we're getting
actual
weird.
Satisfaction may vary.
You can tell it's a Friday.
Yeah, it is. Oh, what a great Friday.
Laura said a really funny thing the other day. She was telling us that did somebody approach you and tell you that this was something you could do, or did they actually offer to hire you to do this? How did this come to you? This new job opportunity, this side hustle opportunity.
Okay, I have approached someone, like a potential mentor from the building, about doing more voice work.
Yeah. Some people do that. They actually they do side work and they make really good money actually in video games and all that kind of stuff.
Money.
Yeah.
And so I was having a conversation, like a little networking call, like, if I wanted to do this, how would I do it? How do you get paid? And where can you do it? Like, what jobs are out there? Very sad. AI has taken a lot of voice acting jobs. So one of my options, I can train AI to like do what we do, which feels ethically weird.
Sure.
Morally gray. And then the other morally gray thing that I could potentially do, if I'm not doing like toothpaste commercial ads, is be someone's AI girlfriend.
Right.
Yeah.
Which does cross kind of a tricky boundary, because you would have to. You would know, like, you wouldn't be like talking. It's not like you're a phone sex operator. You're not having to.
Can we stick to
live
girlfriend?
in person.
Can we stick to girlfriend?
What do you mean?
It does kind of feel like sex work in a way, though, right?
Well, I'm sure if you're an AI girlfriend, eventually
what would that entail? Somebody who just reads a number of phrases and word sentences, and then that can be used through AI to string together conversations, interactive conversations in real time.
Yeah, kind
with
of like
customers.
ChatGPT, maybe, but like
But with
playing
those soft,
the
sexy
voice.
tones.
Yeah. Wow. Isn't that crazy?
You're gonna
That's
steal
the thing.
my job,
No, I'm
Spike.
not. Nobody wants this. Trust me. Before we go any further, I want to say that Laura has, Laura, so you talked about doing voice work. You have done voice work on various podcasts that have seen national distribution and been very successful and incredibly skilled.
Thank you.
You've got, I've been doing this for over 35 years. And I know people who do voice work, who do national voice work campaigns.
Voice sex work?
No. I mean, like, tonight.
Oh, okay.
You'll only need the edge. See those guys. Sunday. I know.
need the whole seat.
Right. We'll say the whole seat.
Just a
You'll
tiny
only need
corner.
the edge. right?
Okay.
There's big money in that, and you've got a national level talent. You really do.
Thank you, Spike.
You've
That's
got
so nice.
because you've got authenticity and sincerity, and I hate not to be sexist, but there are very few talented women in this arena. It's a male-dominated arena.
Okay.
And so when someone approaches you and says your voice work skills could really be put to great monetary use if you're willing to take on these various gray area
Let me ask you a question.
skill sets.
Let me ask you a question. That's a lovely compliment.
I
think it's all
tried.
well deserved for Laura. She does
Well,
a
I
great
thought you
job.
meant how I softened
And you
it
have a
up.
very nice voice. People do like your voice and they comment on it and they like it.
I get comments on my giggle too, which I imagine would be great for an
That's
AI
a
girlfriend.
cha-ching.
People have
Cha-ching.
to pay extra for the giggle.
Just saying, and they would.
Spike, do you think I could do voice sex work? I mean, you're throwing compliments around, and I'm sitting here like waiting.
Well, show me something. Tell me something. Tell me something fun. Come on. Let's audition for the city. You tell us, Seattle. 888-973-5476. How hot is Jake's voice? First off, how young do I look? How hot do I sound? Are you okay at home? Everything good?
How young? How young would you like?
Giggity.
What do I have to? What? I don't even know what a male voice sex worker would say.
Oh, sure you do. Oh, yeah.
No, but I don't think that's it. I don't think women are into that kind of stuff. I think it's just like, yeah, I'll get it done, honey. I'll do your. I don't think it would be like sexual. That's what I think. I don't think it would be sexual.
That's a great
line.
point.
Here's the number one line for a voice sex work for
guys,
male to female.
Okay.
Like if I'm doing it, and a woman's going to hire me.
Hold on, I'm going to write it down.
You write it down, then I'll.
I bet you're spot on.
I bet I'm spot on.
Okay.
You got it written down?
Yep, I do.
Okay.
What do you say?
I'm going to give you what I think would be the number one titillating thing for any woman who's hiring me.
Light that flame.
To turn her on.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you about it after the break because we actually have a break. We do have a break coming up here, and we have bills to pay.
Okay.
And we got you heard the music.
You're the responsible adult in the room. I like this.
And then if I don't get right what you said, then you got to do the sexy voice.
Okay,
When we
great.
come
That
back.
sounds great.
We should all. You know what? Here's what we do. Better. Let's all do our sexiest voice impression next.
Okay.
And then the audience can decide which one of us could make the most money.
Who gets the contract?
Doing voice sex work.
Who do you hire?
Who would you hire?
Our program director is standing outside the studio waiting to have a word with us.
No, it's Friday. It's fine. They'll be fine. Everybody's fine on a Friday.
No one's here anymore.
You're right.
All right.
He's in the car banging on the dashboard. Stop!
All right. Stick around. Stick around, but I hope
you
you're
don't-
alone.
you don't
when we,
wanna go
when we listen
anywhere.
next.
We'll be right back.
Oh,
That's a good way to end.
boom.
We'll be right back.
The closing bell is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital Common Sense Lending.
Winners of 3 2025 Regional Edward R. Murrow Awards, including feature reporting.
The graffiti along Seattle roadways is the worst I've ever seen it. KIRO News Radio's Nate Connors and I set some parameters. I drove. Every click you hear is Nate counting a tag that defazes the public property you and I pay for.
We thank you. We are the Northwest leading news station because of you, inspiring us every day.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM.
Hey, homeowners. No, I'm kidding. Hey, homeowners, protect your biggest investment now with stop it. Integrity Roofing and Construction. I got to tell you, I love these guys. I'm not in that way. Get ahead of the summer rush, folks. Integrity, your family-owned, award-winning roofing and construction company. They're ready to give your home the protection it deserves. Integrity offers a complete in-house construction division, a complete design division for all your projects. Integrity Roofing is known for top-notch service and on-site project management. They make every process easy. Beat the summer rush and call Integrity today at 206-202-ROOF. That's 206-202-ROOF for a free estimate or online at integrityrc.com.
Time is running out to save during our preseason AC sale happening now at Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Don't miss your chance to save 10% on a new air conditioner, heat pump, or ductless system to keep your home cool all summer long. Join thousands of satisfied customers and put your trust in the team voted best in the Pacific Northwest year after year. Hurry and call Bob's for your free AC estimate today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Here at
the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound. We use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very...
Calm? I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
Celebrate Motown history with the Miracles at Demetrio's Jazz Alley. Pioneers in music, they paved the way for Motown and left a lasting legacy. Don't miss this iconic group. Shows run Thursday, May 29th through Sunday, June 1st. Tickets at jazzalley.com.
We're here with our friend Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage, the reverse mortgage expert. Steve, mortgage rates have been dropping this year. How could that help seniors struggling to stay in their homes?
Lower mortgage rates means seniors can now get more money from their equity with a reverse mortgage. You can pay off your existing mortgage, have extra money to help with today's high cost of living, or believe it or not, you can even buy a home with a reverse mortgage. There are many uses, and best of all, you have no mortgage payments the rest of your life.
But as you always say, a reverse mortgage is not for everyone.
That's right. Avoid the high-pressure sales pitch from those out-of-state call centers. I give you a consultation, not a sales pitch. I'll tell you if a reverse mortgage is right for you, and I always tell you if it's not.
Honest advice you can trust from the reverse mortgage experts. Best Mortgage, the VA loan experts and debt consolidation specialists too. 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20-plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
If you want a dream bathroom without a humongous price tag, now's the time to call Bathfitter Northwest. Ursula Roytine here. I picked Bathfitter because they are the original one-day bath remodeler. They're a local family-owned business that's been around for 40 years. They own every step in the process to make sure you get the best quality product and the best value. Now get 0% interest for 24 months. Call the people I trust to do the job right, Bathfitter, or visit bathfitternw.com.
Hey 12s, Steve Rabel here, voice of your Seattle Seahawks. The wait is over, and tickets are on sale now for our historic 50th season. This season is going to be legendary, with past, present, and future colliding at Lumen Field. Get your tickets today at Seahawks.com/tickets.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
People matter isn't just a saying at Harnish Auto Family. It's how they do business. For over 40 years, they've built a stellar reputation on trust, respect, and great deals. Visit HarnishAutoFamily.com to find your next car. Harnish Auto Family. People matter.
High schools committed to improving their students' health and performance are invited to apply for Nourishing Champions grants. Up to $20,000 made possible by Champions of Change and Safeway. Visit championsofchangefoundation.org/nourishing champions.
Mini split systems give you efficient zoned heating and cooling comfort for less. Call Home Comfort Alliance for a free consultation and easy 18-month zero-interest financing. Visit homecomfortalliance.com today.
All right, welcome back to the show. how do we get on this topic about sexy voice sex work?
Well, Laura was approached.
Laura was propositioned.
Laura
was presented with an opportunity.
Right, thank you. Yeah, because
$1 million for a night with your wife. Do you remember that movie? That's
a decent
wild
proposal, right?
plot. That's a wild plot.
That was Redford and Demi Moore and Woody Harrelson.
Robert Redford
was the rich guy.
Approaches Demi Moore and
Woody Harrelson was the husband
in a casino.
They had lost in a casino, and he was a multi-millionaire.
Who just when he sees something, he buys it.
And he offered Woody Harrelson $1 million.
I'll give you $1 million for a night with your wife.
A night with your wife.
Wild. And that was a feature-length film.
Right.
That was a movie.
Yep, you bet.
Pretty good movie, actually.
Great movie. Woody Harrelson at the peak of his attractiveness, when you could still believe him as an attractive leading man. Demi Moore never looked better.
It doesn't really matter with guys. It's about attitude and
Sean Connery got better looking every day of his life.
He got better looking.
Yep, every day. That's so unfair.
Is it?
Hey, yes. Harrison Ford's gotten better looking with age, while Carrie Fisher just got rest her soul. I love her to death.
A lot of people found her very attractive as she got older.
Well,
I'm not
wonderful.
into that.
See, you're making my point.
Some people probably did.
So Laura gets this opportunity.
So Laura got an opportunity to do an AI. She could be an AI girlfriend, but she's morally conflicted about it. And I think you're right to be, because you'd have to read all these lines. Think of all the things you'd have to say.
Oh,
it would start out because the progression of what a girlfriend and a boyfriend would say to each other at first is like, "Oh, that's nice.
I'd love to."
Yeah. Thank you for inviting me to dinner.
How sweet of you.
Great idea.
Great idea.
Great idea.
At that. Oh, thank you.
Exactly.
I would be good at this.
What guy doesn't want to hear that? That made a great idea. Yeah. I've never heard that from a woman. That's fabulous.
Let's watch that movie together.
The Dirty Dozen.
I love this movie.
Great choice, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Laura, you don't take this job. Oh,
you could make so much money doing this job. But you're right. It would be a weird thing, because then you could be imagine you're walking around, you see people dating you with your voice, only your voice. Like you would know, they would tell you, they'd be like, "Hey, we had 5,000 downloads." People who are on. You seen the movie Her?
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it would be.
A parasocial relationship.
Yeah. Very weird. Very weird. Before the break, I was saying that guys and girls are after different things. Like the things that Laura would have to read.
Sure.
God bless her. Right. Don't do it.
It would have to be all-encompassing.
Disgusting.
It would get weird.
It would get weird
so fast.
That's how you make the big money.
Think about the kind of people who would sign up for this thing. Just
well-meaning, lonely people. What's wrong with those people? Nothing wrong with those people.
Who are using AI girlfriends?
I'm trying. You're right. I'm trying. I'm trying to see their side of things. Trying to be more empathetic.
What's to see? Bunch of weirdos.
Lonely people.
Lonely
people deserve to be happy.
What they are,
right?
Bunch of.
And what harm do they do when they keep the world from their proclivities? Right.
Well, what they should do is they should go branch out and try to meet a living, breathing.
They haven't been for 28 years. Not speaking personally, but like they haven't been for 28 years.
No, honestly, I think a lot of these guys just aren't trying. I think they're
you're probably
I think they're just watching stuff on the internet all day,
taking the easy way out,
and they're just now they're going to be happy with it, like an AI voice. It's a weird world we live in now.
Yeah.
Very strange. But women want different things. They want guys who are just basically to just affirm anything that they say.
Okay.
That's what I think. Like a woman would find that the most sexy. If I just said, "You know what? You're right, sweetie. I didn't think of it that way before." Like if I just said that, I could record that.
That's good.
You know, you're right.
Sell 1 million of those.
The key is you have to make it sound like you believe it. I've been married for 15 years now almost.
Careful here. Go ahead.
And the reason I've been married so long is because I mean it.
Oh, okay.
When I say these things.
I learned how to fake it. I learned how to say what she wants to hear and not care rats.
But you do learn at the start of your marriage, you don't really know what to say. You don't know what's going on in their head.
True.
And you got to pick it up and you got to learn over time. And eventually it gets into my head and then I know what to say in response.
Yeah.
You got to learn this about people, about your wives. And so you just say, "You know what? I never thought of it that way before. You're totally right." Or, "You know what? I don't know what your mom's talking about. I totally agree." You say things like that.
That's solid.
That's a sexy.
That's great advice.
That's a sexiness.
That's a freebie you just gave away to the city too. Look at you.
Well, I'll charge for it.
Okay.
Somebody will pay me to do it. What would you say that you think would be sexy?
I thought,
aside from your food demonstration, which I like.
This is the phrase I wrote down. Can you read my writing?
Oh, yes, dear. Yeah.
Yes, dear.
That's very good.
That's the word right there. When our youngest was born.
Yeah.
I was gifted a T-shirt from my father-in-law. He says, "You want to make things better at home because it's going to be a rough couple months here."
Sure.
I had a T-shirt that said, "Yes, dear."
There you
That's
go.
all it said. That's all she saw, reaffirmed, visually, orally. reassure him. Yes, dear.
Yes, dear.
Yes, dear.
Yes,
You bet.
dear.
That's the only
Absolutely.
answer I needed to have. Yes, dear.
And this is an honest one. If there's anybody out there who would like a little better connection, I really do think when you say something like, you know what, I really never thought of it that way.
No,
before.
that's solid. And you meant it. Like you said, you learned.
Sometimes I do. I don't always mean it. Sometimes I'm just trying to let's move this thing on. You know what I mean?
Okay. So is that your pitch?
Sometimes people just want to say it, but sometimes my wife just wants to talk.
Yeah. And yep, that's
And
right. And you're
go,
a partner. And
yeah.
sometimes I could be wanting to get on
I do
other
the same things.
Sure.
Sometimes I say things to her.
Yeah.
And sometimes she listens. Not all the time.
No, but she knows that that's part of a partnership and a relationship. It's something you are exactly what your partner needs. You give your partner exactly what they need is an ear.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I come home from work and just railing about the craziness that goes on in this building some days, and Melissa's just, okay, I understand.
That's
and
right.
she's on her phone,
She's got to go get my Amazon order.
Scrolling through. You know, we were talking about what is if you're auditioning for a job as an AI boyfriend.
You can tell this to Laura because she's going to do it. Well, you're not going to do it.
I'm not going to
Good for
do
you.
it.
Good for you.
If I had to pick, if I had to pick the sexiest thing to say, it's not what you say, it's how you say it, right?
Sure.
You go to your Scottish accent. Yo, look at you wee bunny lass.
Ooh.
To lay you down on a bit of heather.
Oh.
With a yak rug next to the roaring fire.
Whoa, we got a little
Oh.
Outlander up in here.
Yikes.
They'll cook over you like a haggis. Plump, ready to burst.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
I think women like this.
Oh, yeah.
What's a bed of heather? I don't even want to know.
Oh.
It sounds so soft.
Feels so good on your bare bottom. Oh, done it though.
We've
Right?
crossed into a weird territory.
We have,
where you're revealing too much.
HR's outside now.
You're now revealing this is something you actually do. I think this is something you and your wife.
I got a couple kilts at home. No, I'm not afraid to use them. You know?
You guys watch Outlander?
Oh, we went. We went
Exactly.
We went to Ireland.
Exactly.
No, we didn't go to Scotland. We went to Ireland. My wife and her sister took a 4-day side trip to Scotland to go do the Outlander tour.
I don't know what it
See
is
the
with that
castle.
show. What is it with that show?
It's softcore porn. That's what's up with that show.
All I know is
It ain't that hard to figure out.
moms and aunts love that show.
That's who went.
Yeah.
Moms, they went the kids went to Paris for 3 days. The teenagers went to Paris for 3 days. Melissa and her sister, the Outlander tour.
I think we
They're
should start.
lost in the mists of the Highlands.
You better take it easy. There are people listening right now who are just having a fit. It's too sexy.
Hands at 10 at 2.
Not for free, Spike.
Yeah.
Not for free.
Yeah, don't give it away for free. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
We live in one of the most beautiful places on earth, and owning your own deck is a great way to enjoy it. But finding the right decking solution can be overwhelming. That's why all 9 of our Puget Sound locations offer decking showrooms so you can get your hands and toes on the more than 60 decking options we carry. So if you have any questions about building, maintaining, or repairing your deck, contact me personally. Mike Dunn at DunnLumber.com.
Trex decking products on sale now through May 31st at Dunn Lumber.
This is a test of your emergency alert system.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New trade event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New trade event, May 15th through the 18th 18th at your local Camping World.
See dealer for full details and disclaimers.
Stay informed and entertained with Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
We're all friends, and we hang out, and we get to chit-chat and have fun. And the most important member of that friendship group is the audience.
We want to build something that you want to be a part of.
Jake and Spike, weekdays noon to 3 on KIRO News Radio.
Well, this week's First Mark Challenge victory goes to Roger. Roger, why did you call First Mark Insurance?
Over the last several years, my homeowner's insurance policies just kept on going up and up and up. For years, it was $1,100. Last year, it was $2,500. And this year, $5,000. That's what got me to call First Mark Insurance.
Were they able to save you any money?
Absolutely. Within a couple of days, came up with a proposal that blew my socks off. It was an amazing amount of reduction in cost.
Did they improve your coverage while saving you all that money?
They did both. The coverage is better and the cost is substantially less. It's half as much as I was paying last year. Recommend First Mark to anyone who is looking to get better coverage at less cost.
Well, Roger did it, my family did it, and you got to do it, and it's totally free. Take the First Mark Challenge and see how much they can save you and how much better your coverage will get. Maybe you will be our next First Mark Challenge victory. Just go to firstmarkinsurance.com. First Mark Insurance. They work for you.
When the heat's an 11, cool AC would be heaven.
Dayandnight.net.
Beat the rush. Act now before summer, because that heat's a real bummer.
Dayandnight.net.
This is the time to plan ahead, so you stay cool this summer. Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. Call us about installing a high-efficiency cooling system or servicing your existing one so you're cool when you need it.
Now save $50 off our pre-summer AC tune-up.
Dayandnight.net.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Heather Bosch. More severe weather descends on the Midwest. A suspected tornado just blew through the greater St. Louis area. This woman is in nearby Clayton.
The sky got dark and my ears popped so bad. It was when my head felt like it was going to explode that I ran down to the basement of my building. It was very dark. It got very dark and very loud.
KMOX meteorologist Dave Murray.
It's not done yet, but as far as Metro St. Louis is concerned, I think we're starting to ease a little bit. Still going to rain for a while. Still going to have some thunder and lightning associated with this thing. Could even have a little pea-sized hail.
138 million Americans are right now under the threat of severe storms, including parts of the mid-Mississippi, Tennessee, and Ohio valleys. There could be isolated flash flooding in parts of New England. One inmate has been captured, but 10 are still on the run in Louisiana after they broke out of a jail in New Orleans. Sheriff Susan Hudson.
It's almost impossible, not completely, but almost impossible for anybody to get out of this facility without help from the outside.
The U.S. Supreme Court today denied a request from the Trump administration to deport a group of Venezuelans to El Salvador under a wartime act. Meantime, a hearing was held over the man who was mistakenly deported there.
Attorneys for Kilmar Abrego Garcia charged the Trump administration officials haven't said what steps they've taken or not taken to comply with the judge's order to expedite his return. A Justice Department attorney says the government is properly invoking a state's secrets privilege and has cooperated on evidence discovery. The judges rejected the argument, saying they haven't put forth a good faith effort. The depositions of administration officials have resulted in goose eggs, meaning a bunch of I don't knows, resulting in no new information. Peter King, CBS News.
R&B singer Cassie Ventura returned to the witness stand in her ex-boyfriend Sean Diddy Combs' trial today. She says he abused her. He denies that. Combs has pleaded not guilty to sex trafficking and other charges. U.S. House Republicans today failed to push President Trump's big package of tax breaks and spending cuts through the Budget Committee. CBS's Nicole Killian explains.
5 Republicans joined Democrats to defeat President Trump's so-called Big Beautiful Bill in the House Budget Committee. The measure was jettisoned by several conservatives who want deeper spending cuts and reforms in the GOP mega bill. They're pushing for work requirements for Medicaid recipients to be phased in sooner, and they want rollbacks in green energy tax credits.
Democrats worry millions of Americans will lose health care under cuts to Medicaid. On Wall Street, the Dow ended up. This is CBS News.
A word from Progressive Insurance. Life can be hard, so Progressive can make bundling your home and auto easy. Hope that helps. Learn more at progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Coming up, a wanted felon from Washington caught in Nevada, now due in court soon. We'll get to that story after we go to the Beacon Plumbing traffic desk, and we are clearing an incident on I-5 northbound. This is at Northeast Northgate Way. Disabled vehicle was blocking the HOV lane. Still some residual backups there, looking at about a 50-minute drive or so from Seattle to Everett. Same goes for Bellevue to Everett. Heading the other way southbound on I-5, Lima to Seattle taking you 45 minutes. Tacoma to Olympia now up to 1 hour. Very thick right there through JBLM. And then again, approaching Olympia, you start to slow down yet again. And then Bellevue to Renton, about a 30-minute drive right at the I-90 interchange is where you slow down there. And then it clears up from Renton to Puyallup is a decent drive at the moment. This report brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. The Thurston County man accused of shooting an assault rifle at a deputy during a chase last week is due inside a Nevada courtroom for an extradition hearing on Monday. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has more from the Thurston County Sheriff.
Days after FBI agents rearrested suspect Damian Madison along the Nevada-California border, Sheriff Derek Sanders said on the John Curley Show he's calling on more jail time for violent criminals who reoffend time after time.
Damian's a perfect example of this. He's kind of the poster boy of, how many times we're going to continue to give these people chances. Back to prison. We'll just sit you there until you're ready to go back to trial.
Sanders says judges are doing a great job getting suspects to trial quickly, but he wants prolific criminals to stay locked up longer. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
A man who Seattle police say stabbed another man and stole a woman's cell phone in West Seattle this week has now been formally charged. 25-year-old Jimminson Calix Bodden faces first-degree assault and second-degree robbery charges. Casey McNerthany with the King County Prosecutor's Office says these were random attacks.
Because of the violent nature of the attack, King County prosecutors asked for him to be held on a $250,000 bail, and the court agreed.
Calix Bodden is due back in court at the end of this month. About 100 people, including children, may lose shelter this weekend in Seattle. This is according to the Center Square, which reports the city canceled a planned lease. The Tent City 4 encampment had been staying at the Seattle Mennonite Church. That current lease ends on Saturday. Residents say they do not know where to go. Well, it has not been the case this week, but the weather has been drier than normal this month, and it's also been cooler. So Cliff Mast, UW Atmospheric Sciences professor, tells KTTH's Jason Rance we should have enough water in the months ahead.
We're not burning through the water very quickly. So all in all, we're probably in pretty decent shape for the summer.
He says most of the reservoirs in the Seattle area are full. Those on the east side, though, are about 75% of normal. Now to your weather forecast, brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. We are expecting rain again this weekend at times. Mainly light scattered showers with temperatures in the mid-50s. Right now, 55 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome back to the show. Spike, we got a lot of age suggestions on the YouTube page. They all guess that you and I both, they say, look about 7 or 8 years younger than our actual age, which is pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
That's nice
It's
to hear.
very complimentary.
That's
very
flattering.
nice.
They got me in the 70s. That's
Very
awesome.
flattering. Shut it. Stop. All right. We got a lot to get to this hour. We have Friday favorites, so we look back on our favorite stories of the week. There was a lot of great stories this week. A lot of good audio to play and a lot of weird stories as well. So we're happy to highlight those anytime we can. Laura, what's your favorite story of the week?
My favorite story of the week has to be the zip line that is hopefully coming to downtown Spokane. And I wanted to talk about this because I didn't really get to talk about it earlier. I pitched the story.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do this. I want to go on this zip line. I want to go over the raging river. I want to go under the bridge.
I bet we can make that happen.
I want to take the little trolley back up. I want to tell everyone how great it was.
Tell me about the trolley. What trolley you speak of?
Oh, they're talking about returning you to from whence you came.
So you go, because zip lines go down. It's downward trajectory.
Not a time machine.
Yeah.
You go down through the park, and then there's some vehicle that would tour you through a little shuttle.
Back
tour
up.
you through the park, maybe a little historical tour along the way, and get you back to your car.
It's a great public promotional tool for the city of Spokane. This is a fantastic idea.
Did you throw in the historical tour, or did they? Was that part of the pitch?
Oh, they did.
You didn't make that up?
I didn't make that up.
I would eliminate that.
Really?
Yeah.
The history of Spokane?
Those are two different things.
What are you going to do? You going to have people sit in silence for 8 minutes while you're driving back from the
No, they're
landing
going to
spot?
sit in silence, bored out of their mind for 8 minutes while you're trying to show them around like stupid things in Spokane. If you're ziplining,
you're a thrill seeker.
You're a thrill seeker who wants adrenaline. You know what's not adrenaline?
What?
Seeing like the historical library in Spokane.
The original woolen mill.
Exactly.
From 1855.
Guess how many cares these people give?
Right.
0.
Jasper Farnsworth.
Just get them back up on the zip line.
They give zip cares.
They give zip cares.
Come on,
You're
it was right there.
Wow.
Perfect. Absolutely.
I love working with you too.
Do we have audio? We actually have a video. This is kind of fun. We have a video that we can play. Do we have this, Laura, that we can play for the audience? She'll find it in a second here. But Spike, you have ziplined through a canopy of trees.
In
You're
Hawaii.
a resident zipline expert.
Yep.
And was this a fun experience for you?
It was a fabulous experience. We did it as a family. There was maybe 9 of us that went. And so we got our own kind of group that we're all together. And we would go had 9 different runs inside.
Climb way up?
No, you literally started, they took you by shuttle, like a big old, it's Hawaii, so it's an open back end of a big truck.
Any historical stops on the way up?
No, not a word.
Good.
Not a word. Didn't give us this all used to be volcanoes and blah, blah, blah. Didn't give us any of that. You're right. Didn't give us any of that. We're thrill seekers. I hadn't even thought about that. But, you go up to the edge of the forest and you're at the first zip line. Well, the forest, slopes down into a valley. That's all forested. And these trees are old trees that are literally hundreds of feet in the air.
Yeah.
And the zip line runs across the canopy of this forest. And you go from tree to tree to tree to tree to tree. And it's all a very gentle, just enough downhill to keep you moving through the zip lines. And at the end, it's a long one that it leaves the canopy and takes you down to the initial place where your car's waiting. The last zip line.
If you're watching on YouTube, we have a video of this. This is not actual footage from Spike, I don't believe.
But this is a video we showed earlier in the week. It was very, very similar to the experience that we had. Yeah.
There we go. Oh, sorry about that. Look at that. That's beautiful. Those canopies. And you think this is actually the place that you maybe
could. That's exactly the scenario we were working in.
Are you worried at any point when you're on a zip line that your hair is going to get caught? Not you. You have short hair.
I had short hair, and you wear a helmet. And the way for us was, it's literally you are 3 to 4 feet below the
line,
cable,
the zip.
You're in a harness, very safely below it. That's a little closer than I was in mine.
Did it hurt your groin area?
Very much so.
It did.
Oh yeah, I was too big. I was too big to zip.
That would be a worry of mine. Is there a backup line to keep you safe just in case one of them snaps?
No,
not that you'd make it snap.
No,
I'm not suggesting that.
No, there was no netting below me to catch me if it broke. No,
I don't need the netting, but I do need a redundant line. Okay. I do think that'd be useful.
That's a great idea for safety wise. Yeah.
Especially over in Spokane, because you're over all these gorgeous historical sites.
But if you fall, you just hit the river, right?
I don't know if you're over
the boulders. It ain't the boulders that this river cascades through.
Yeah, it's not
the waterfalls.
I love this stuff. I've gone ziplining in Costa Rica, where it has looked a lot like that video we just played, where like you're hand braking yourself, and it's like
has a brake on it.
No, like your hand is the brake.
On the zip line?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's not tearing your hand apart?
You have a big leather glove.
Yeah. See, I'd be worried about getting my hand caught.
You can kind of reduce.
You got to do it behind, not in
your
front.
Speed. Yeah. Otherwise, you lose fingers.
Yeah. Honestly.
The glam below littered with fingers. They learn the hard way.
What's weird is that being in the canopy didn't scare me at all. But once we got to the tree platforms where you're in a tree, that's 400 feet up, that's when my legs started shaking and my palms got sweaty.
Yeah.
But I didn't care at all when I was like flying through the forest. It was just a rush.
That'd be fun. I think it'd be really fun.
The last one for us was was a race.
Because you race each other?
Yeah, you go through individually from, person to the next tree and then person. The last two, they'd get to you side by side and you'd race to the finish line.
That's pretty fun.
It was great.
You won, didn't you?
Oh, you bet.
Yeah.
By weight?
Good for you.
I landed, went and got the car, came up, and then
came back.
My kid finally
I did it twice.
Took a photo.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I wish them the best. My professional advice would be to not bore people within they might be, because it's a private company that's being contracted by the city. They may have had to like throw that in as a way to make themselves more appealing.
And get some tourist
dollars. We're going to also feature some of the wonderful historical stops
in Spokane.
Like that grain silo we can drive past.
And the first sheep shearing, the steam-powered sheep shearing. Tough on the sheep, great for the clothing.
Nice. Pretty good. Keeping America clothed.
That's what they do.
Spike, what was your favorite story of the week?
You know, it's funny, we're talking about the historical tour. My selection of the week was a very historical offering from someone who took the time to and made a video. And the video is based in humor, but I love this story because someone made a Kingdom bathroom playset. If we can share that video.
Yeah, let's play
it
here.
YouTube.
This is a Kingdom bathroom playset, and it is true to life. It looks very real, right down to the circular hand washing station.
We hoped it was intended to be hand washing. But
remember the bathrooms at the Kingdom? Now you can relive all those memories with the Kingdom men's restroom playset, including an overflowing trash can, powdered soap, and a double-wide urinal trough to really pack them in. Includes 3 90s dads. Imagine them complaining about getting flagged for being too loud while washing their hands at the signature circular sink. Kingdom's restroom playset. The bathrooms weren't nice, but they were memorable. Urinal cakes and powdered soap sold separately. Batteries not included.
That was so funny. When we played this audio, I don't know what day we played this, yesterday, the day before?
A couple days ago, I think
sometime in the week. We had so many people who texted in because everybody, if you grew up here and you went to a Mariners game,
that's the thing,
Seahawks game, everybody played in the Kingdom. If you went, didn't the Seahawks play there?
Seahawks play, of course.
Yeah.
No, they played at Cheat. Yeah, you know what? My now wife and I went on a date to see Paul McCartney play at the Kingdom.
Oh, that'd be wild.
And that was the night. That was the night that we decided this was forever.
That's when you decided to get married?
That's the night that's the night we decided that we were ready to take this relationship to the next level.
Good for you.
Yeah.
What song? What McCartney song?
I don't. It was cumulative. The course of the whole evening.
He has that effect.
Of course,
he has that effect.
Sir Paul.
He's unbelievable.
You bet. But there I am in that Kingdom bathroom. God, I wish we lived together. I could have a nice clean bathroom.
Yeah, covered in urine. That's the thing that everybody said when we played the story. Everybody said they remembered the bathroom. Everyone had like kind of a bad impression of what the bathrooms used to look like.
You re-traumatized.
Feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was in it as a kid, and you're just walking around and you're breathing in that hot, moist air. And they're not shipping that in. That comes about.
It was organic.
It was organic.
Yeah, it really was.
And the walls. I'm remembering more of it now as I'm thinking about it, but I feel like there was a sheen to the wall.
Yeah, there was a tacky kind of
Like if you would have planted something in the bathroom, it would have easily grown up the wall because there's so much moisture.
The stuff was, they kept them as clean as they could, but during what the dome hold, like 57,000 people, or something like that.
Right, 50,
and
high 50s.
And if you ever went to the men's room at a Kingdom event. You know, it didn't have to be the Seahawks. Could have been the Mariners.
It's disgusting.
It was horrible.
It's horrible.
And this action playset nailed it. The overflowing trash can.
I want
the side-by-side urinals.
The 90s dads.
I want one.
That was funny. That was pretty cool. All right. The story that jumped out to me that I'm excited about, we're going to try to get this guy on the show. And one of our listeners actually reached out to us after we covered the story and said, I'm doing the same thing. But there's a guy in Oregon who got he has a really bad spinal condition. And the doctors told him, and the name of the condition is the Klippel-Feil syndrome. And essentially, he could be paralyzed.
Yeah, one serious physical jolt to this guy could leave him permanently paralyzed.
Yes.
And he took this horrific news as a sign that he needed to do something meaningful with his life.
Embrace every day, carpe diem, see the world while you can. And so he liquidated his 401k. I don't know how much you have in your 20s, but whatever. Liquidated his 401k. Grabbed his cat. Bought a sailboat.
Learned how to sail. Responsible thing to do.
That's an important thing. Yep. And now he's sailing around the world. And he's on his way. He left on May 8th. So he's 16, 17 days into this trip. And he is on his way to Hawaii. And then he's going to go to, I don't know, parts unknown, I guess.
Yeah, he's going to live every day to the fullest.
The cool thing, though, is he's able to use Starlink. And he's able to have like crystal clear internet footage so he can do interviews from his boat from the middle of nowhere.
People are
with
sailing
his cat.
along with him, following along on his journey.
If you're on YouTube right now, search Jake and Spike and you can watch this guy with us. Here he is. He's on his boat he looks like he's in pretty good spirits, and he looks like he's still healthy, and I think he's going to be all right. But let's play a little bit of it here.
This is day 8 of sailing with my cat from Oregon to Hawaii. Today marks the first day since I've changed clothes. I saw dolphins, which is amazing. And also, for those of you that are new here, because I think I got a lot of new followers, I'm the guy who quit his job, liquidated his 401k, sold everything except for my cat to buy a boat and sail around the world. And I want to use my platform to talk to you guys about my political opinions.
Hello.
Yeah, also, if you ever meet me in person, just be very aware that I am socially awkward, and I will bring weird energy, and I will be uncomfortable. I'm also painfully nice. So,
I like this guy. He's funny.
Here's the dolphins. Dolphin right there.
And he's showing pictures of dolphins swimming around.
Right.
That would feel really interesting. You're out in the middle of the ocean. If you say he's selling the, I lived in Hawaii for like 3 years, and a few of the things I learned about Hawaii. One, it's the most secluded islands chain in the world.
Really?
Yes. It's it's the furthest away from any other landmass
Wow.
of anywhere you might find on the planet.
I hadn't realized it, but it makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Very far away. So he's kind of shooting for a tiny target.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a lot of sailing experience.
No, he's been less than a year.
That would worry me.
It's a brave undertaking, but that speaks more to the fact that he's living every day.
He's living every day.
fullest.
And you're thinking about it. You're out there, you're looking down, you're feeling alone. You got your cat, but he's only such good Cat
can't run up a sail for you.
No.
Cat can't take the wheel should something happen. That's what we were first talking about it. He's got this. I mean, you say he looks great, and I bet this will be wonderful for him.
Sure.
Right? I mean, open air, fresh sea air, sunshine, all the fish you can eat. Right? But one good jolt during a storm, and this guy could be paralyzed.
Yeah.
I mean, his condition he's fragile.
And the sea will grant each man new hope. Do you remember that?
No, what's that
Sean
from?
Connery, last line of Hunt for Red October.
Oh, it's beautiful.
He credited that to Christopher Columbus.
Really?
In the movie. And then I found out, I always thought that quote was so great. I was like, oh, that's nice. And the sea shall grant each man new hope, or each, whatever he said. You get the gist. It's made up. It's fake. I watched the director's commentary on it.
Columbus never said that?
Never said it. Total lie. Still a great movie.
I think that's what he said as he marched traders off the plank.
Yeah, probably.
And the sea shall grant each man new hope. Hope you can swim.
He's Russian.
that was my Spanish Columbus. Come on.
Oh, okay. Sounds like a Russian.
I didn't say it was
Spanish
good.
Columbus. So this guy's out there. Good for him. I hope he's very successful. But we had a listener. This was cool. We had a listener who sent us a message, and he said, I'm about to do this very same thing. I'm about to get on my boat with my Chihuahua,
his pet. Yeah, his
small
pet.
animal.
Yeah.
With my Great Dane, I'm going to get on a boat.
We'll have to wrestle for the bed every night, but that's what it is.
He's going to go and sail around the world and head out. So we're going to get him on the show, and we'll talk to him. He'll be our local version of this.
Our local correspondent. Living life, adventure living. Yeah, this is great.
Isn't that fun?
It is.
Would you ever be tempted? We talked about this. My wife and I tried something like this, and it was not the path we thought it was going to be, but it was still an adventure nonetheless, and we learned our lessons, and those are good lessons.
Yeah.
Would you ever do something like this before you got married? I
did a very safe version of this. At least, what big risks have you taken? What chances have you taken? I moved across the country to work in a job I'd never worked at before with somebody I'd known for 2 weeks.
That is a big risk.
That's at 26, I was tired of doing what I was doing.
Tell the audience a little bit about that real fast. Start at the beginning.
Okay, I'm living
it's a very good place to start.
Living and working in Baltimore, Maryland. I've been working as a bartender all my adult life. I'm tending bar. I'm also working for my dad at one of his 7 car dealerships, and I'm literally working the candle at both ends. And I'm just burning myself out. And I love tending bar, but I hated the car sales business because there was just a moral conflict every day of my life. To be successful, you have to be deceptive in the car industry, at least in those days. It has evolved to a much more informed consumer base.
Sure.
Car sales don't have to be the charlatans we had to be in the 80s as I was.
Yeah.
And I met Bob Rivers. I was a complaint caller to Bob Rivers' radio show at 98 Rock in Baltimore. And he met me, and we struck up a quick, really instant relationship. He offered me to be an intern at his radio station. I came in. They hired me as a writer in my first week. He says to me, look, our contract negotiations for renewal aren't going well. We're leaving town. You want to come with us? And I'm thinking,
pull-up stakes. We're taking the circus across the country.
We're going across. We're packing up the tents and following. Casey's taking us to another town.
Wow.
And I literally sold my brother my half of our boat, broke my lease, sold everything, left everything I'd ever known.
How'd your dad take it? What was that conversation
He was
like?
thrilled.
Oh, was he?
Yes, because
That's a good dad.
It's funny because that was the onus for doing this. My dad watched me at work every day at the car dealership. I was doing finance and insurance. I was the guy who contracted new car buyers.
Sure.
I was just miserable. And my dad saw me. He came out one night to see me tending bar. It was just a bar I worked at really close to the dealership. And I got up and sang with the band. And he's like, he called me at 3 o'clock in the morning, my dad, that night and said, look, if you want to leave the family business, you can. I want you to be happy. Don't feel like you have to stay here out of, because you don't want to disappoint me.
What a nice gift.
And I said to Bob the next day, actually Bob's partner was a regular at the bar I worked at. I want to try what you do. I think I could do that. And they're like, come on down, be an intern. Boom. 2 weeks later, I'm leaving the state. I'm moving across the country, which was, my parents were a little worried, of course.
Sure.
But I was 26. I wasn't married. I had no ties.
That's the time to do it.
I moved across the country like this gentleman, and it's nothing like this guy. I wasn't like,
I
wasn't bicycling across the country alone with my cat.
This guy's taking maybe some physical risks that you weren't taking, but it doesn't mean that you're not gambling with your future, which is still a big risk and an adventure.
And if it didn't work out, I could come home. Let's just give it a shot. Now's the time to try something different. And 36 years later, here I am working with you nice people.
Isn't that funny?
It's amazing.
You met your wife, you had your kids. Everything happened because of this.
Everything because of that phone call from my dad.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
What a good dad.
Great
Aren't
guy,
we lucky
man.
to have good dads?
We are.
I love my dad. Love your dad.
Thanks.
That's great. Laura, you love your dad.
I do.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
We're lucky to have good dads. Father's Day's coming up.
I know.
And my dad's birthday before that. My dad's birthday is this Sunday.
Happy birthday.
This Sunday in 2 days? Oh,
Yeah.
happy birthday, Laura's dad.
birthday.
What's your dad's name?
What are you going to get him?
I can't tell you.
You can't tell him?
Yeah. What if he's listening?
Because she doesn't know.
That's
right. What's your dad's name?
Al.
Al. Happy birthday, Al.
Happy birthday, Al.
You did a great job, Al.
It's a good name.
Seriously.
Love that name, Al.
Fine young woman you've raised.
It's a good name. And she's not going to do AI
Not
voice
gonna
sex
do AI
work.
voice sex work. Right.
That's how well I was raised.
He has
right.
raised
Good
his
job,
daughter
Al.
well. All right. We got a lot more coming up. We got your text messages next. Tons of fun stuff. Stick around. Be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens.
Winners of 3 2025 Regional Edward R. Murrow Awards, including Overall Excellence, Feature Reporting, and Sports Reporting.
Sneakers squeak across the Storm's new practice facility. In Seattle, Heather Bosch, KIRO News Radio.
We thank you. We are the Northwest leading news station because of you.
Inspiring us every day to deliver the local news and stories you care about.
On KIRO News Radio, YouTube, the app, and 97.3 FM.
And this week's First Mark Challenge victory goes to Lonnie. Lonnie, why did you call First Mark Insurance?
We've been with the same insurance company for over 32 years. And my husband said, come on, let's at least try it. And that was the smartest thing we ever did because we saved thousands, literally thousands a year on our insurance. They improved it. It cost me less, and it was a higher value. I can't say enough good things about Scott because everything that he said he'd do, he did.
What do you tell your friends they can expect when they make the call to First Mark?
An easy, profitable, and actually pleasant call. They genuinely are trying to help you, and you can't beat that. We were silly to wait so long. A couple other friends that had called, too, they said, why didn't you tell us about this sooner?
You see, Lonnie did it. My family did it. You got to do it, and it's totally free. Go take the First Mark Challenge today. See how much they can save you and how much better your coverage will get. Maybe you will be our next First Mark Challenge victory. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th. At your local Camping World.
See dealer for full details and disclaimer.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out collection letters, garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it even harder to get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in taxpayer assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Let them fight on your behalf, helping to put your tax problems to rest. Call the tax professionals at Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade Event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New Trade Event, May 15th through the 18th at your local Camping World.
See with the full details and disclaimer.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-230-2777. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-230-2777 or biglou.com.
Guys, thinking about testosterone replacement therapy? Revive Men's Health can help you get started if you're ready to book your free T-check. Visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. That's Revive, REVIBE, menshealth.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Boeing may avoid a guilty plea in connection to 2 fatal 737 MAX crashes. This after reaching a tentative deal with the Department of Justice. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has reaction from the attorney representing victims' families.
Mark Lindquist says family members of the victims who died on board 2 737 MAX jets that crashed 6 years ago wanted Boeing to face manslaughter charges, but instead the charges were reduced to fraud. And now,
given that the charge was just fraud, the families at least want to see Boeing be held fully accountable for that charge.
The deal would mean Boeing avoids trial and a guilty plea next month. Family members settled a civil lawsuit against Boeing for an undisclosed amount of money in April. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
U.S. House Republicans failed to advance a proposed bill that includes tax breaks and spending cuts. It stalled today in the Budget Committee.
Mr. Chair, on the vote, there were 16 ayes and 21 noes.
Well, the noes have it. The committee stands in recess, subject to the call of the chair.
Some hardline Republicans want deeper spending cuts. They're also calling for work requirements for Medicaid recipients to be phased in sooner. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lenzi reports hospitals and health providers across our states say they're worried about potential cuts to Medicaid.
Jacqueline Barton-True at the Washington State Hospital Association tells KIRO's Gian Ursula our state could lose $700 million a year. Hospitals and clinics would have to figure out what services they'd still be able to offer.
We won't have the same availability across the board that we do now.
These cuts could mean limited access to things like labor and delivery services or chemotherapy. Republicans say they're simply rooting out waste, fraud, and abuse to generate savings with new work and eligibility requirements. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Well, our weekend list of road closures just got a little bit shorter. KIRO News Radio's Nate Connors reports it's due to a rainy forecast.
The big 5-day closure at the State Route 18 I-90 interchange was postponed by WashDOT Thursday afternoon. That may be well-received news now, but just know this project will resume in the weeks ahead, most likely early June. Our other project that got the access weekend is southbound 405 at Northeast 30th in Renton. Crews had planned on shutting down the Northeast 30th ramps for realignment, but that has been pushed off to a later date yet to be announced. Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Let's go to real-time traffic now, brought to you by D.R. Horton from the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk. We have no crashes on the map, just some pretty heavy volume right now, about a 1-hour drive from Tacoma to Olympia. It's going to take you a while there to get through the JBLM backups. Looking at about a 1-hour drive also from Renton to Puyallup. Very heavy right now between Auburn and Sumner. Linwood to Seattle approaching 50 minutes. Those typical backups right around, let's say, Lake City Way, Green Lake area. Then heavy as you reach the 520 interchange into downtown. Bellevue to Renton, that's about a 30-minute drive. Some thick backups added downtown and right around the I-90 interchange and through Factoria. Lake Bridges right now in good shape, however. With over 20 Puget Sound communities, D.R. Horton has the right home for you. Learn more at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder. Weather now, brought to you by Sade Roofing and Exteriors. Yes, we do have some rain today, light for the most part. Light showers again for tomorrow. Come Sunday, partly cloudy, highs in the low 60s. Right now, 55 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. Text messages are fun. We like them a lot. We also like the messages you send on the YouTube Live, Jake and Spike Show page. If you want to find that yourself, go to youtube.com, search KIRO News Radio, and then our show will just pop right up there at the top. So you can participate there. Laura, why don't you jump into these?
Well, you guys asked the audience some interesting, risky questions today, and they answered.
Good.
So,
We
first
got
of
answers
all,
to questions. Good.
on the names Jake and Spike, are they dog names?
That was a Nate Connors question.
Yeah.
Yep.
360 says, my cat's name is Spike. He is a very cool cat and loves rock and roll.
Thank you very
nice.
much. I love that, man.
Sweet.
Is it Trahamel?
Tramal, I think.
Tramal. Thank you. I apologize. Great. Not a great pet name, by the way.
Tramal.
Tramal. And Federal Way says Spike is right here next to Butch. Oh, and Bud and Angus and Dolores, Clint, and Bertha. Oh, what a loving home that is.
It's a lot of animals.
It
Those
is.
all animals, did he say?
I'm hoping, yeah.
No, I think he's saying that's the same.
Right there.
Like
next,
energy?
Those are the same names that he would.
Oh, okay. Spike is right
name
there.
his
Not right
children.
here. Right there next to Butch, Bud, Agnes, Dolores, Clint, and Bertha. Oh, 7 kids in the family. That's nice.
Adam in Tacoma says, I have a best friend that had a Jake Blue Heeler dog. My family and I had a Spike Yorkshire Terrier. That's nice.
A Yorkie? That's great.
Confirmed. Both of you
Delicious.
have dogs in the world that have your names. Share
That's
your
very
names.
sweet.
Jake is one of the biggest leading dog names in the country, by the way.
Is it really?
I looked it up on Chewy.com.
I had a friend.
It is.
The things you
I
do
believe
during
it.
the break.
Yeah, I believe it. I had a friend that mated dogs. A bulldog.
Breeder. Okay.
Breeder, not
Okay.
mated dogs.
You know, well, they do
Makes
that
sense.
part. He just
That's
helps.
weird.
He's a facilitator.
It was a bulldog and a Shih Tzu. You know, I'm just kidding. That's a stolen joke from what's the movie? The Dumb and Dumber.
Oh.
Dumb and Dumber. You remember
Speaking
that
of
joke?
Nate, yeah.
All right, go for it, Laura.
On building your own apartment building with friends, which is happening in Finney Ridge, has happened in Finney Ridge.
done,
206 says it's called co-housing. I have friends who are architects who designed a beautiful building on Capitol Hill.
Nice.
There you
It's a brilliant idea, man. Mike in Tacoma says this is an incredible idea. Kudos to them. If you move out, you just become a landlord and still have an investment property.
It's true.
Solid.
It's true. On the bunker for sale in Eastern Washington, which is where I would live if I got a chance, James in the 425 says there are 3 Trident missile silos west of Spokane that have transferred to private hands. They are way bigger than this one. That looks like it was a Nike missile. This person sounds like they know more about like classification of missiles.
Yeah, no kidding.
I didn't even know there was a Nike missile. I don't even know what that is. I'm going to look it up. Thank you, James.
On Swimming with Sharks, Becky in Maple Valley says, I actually signed a waiver, then swam the length of a shark tank about 100 feet end to end. Such an incredible thrill. Yes, would do it again. Husband thought I was crazy.
He thought so because she is. That's crazy.
I would do this too.
You swim with sharks?
Oh, totally. It's on my bucket list.
What kind of shark?
I'm like,
Would you swim with a nurse shark?
yeah.
Would you swim with a
more docile shark?
Tiger shark?
No.
No, me neither.
No.
Would you swim with a great white?
No.
No. I don't know how many times
But would I
sharks
be
are.
lowered in a tank near a great white? Yes. I would do
In a
that.
shark cage?
A shark cage.
Would
Yeah.
you do that?
Yeah.
I bet you there's somebody out there in our audience who does that.
Who swam? Oh, who does it?
Who does
Okay.
it and could reach out and Laura can go and get in
It'd
the
be
water
fun.
with him.
I would love to.
Matthew in Tacoma says, you might remember me, I'm the guy that punched a shark. They're more docile than you think. Clark Little has a book, The Art of Waves. He swims with tiger sharks. Beautiful photos from a place where only a body surfer can see. Inside the Tubes. Wonderful coffee table book. Laura would love it since you like the ocean.
Inside the tubes. What does that mean?
A wave breaks, it creates a tube.
Oh,
In surfing,
yeah. That sounds cool. I would not swim with tiger sharks. I think that's nuts. On Hunting Orcas, 571 says there's a reason why they often referred to as sea wolves, because orcas act a lot like a pack of wolves, especially in the cooperative effort of hunting.
Interesting.
We did play the video over one of the commercial breaks, and it is the synchronicity of these orcas. It's like they practice it. We referenced
Instinctual. They teach it to their young.
Yeah. It's like Blue Angels. It's amazing.
On the other question that was asked, how old does everybody look?
Nice.
We got plenty of answers. I think you'll like them. Helen and Kent said mid-20s for Jake.
Nice, Helen. Thank you. And Helen, you look very young too, by the way.
T in Conway says, Jake looks 18, Spike looks 62.
Hey, that's younger than we both are.
No.
Are you 62?
I am.
Oh, they guessed exactly?
Exactly, yeah. I think T might be somebody that knows me.
No.
Might have been, I think remember T being face down at one of my birthday parties.
I think T's taking a shot at me.
That's very sweet.
Because 18 is very young.
You
I don't
look
think I look.
great
I
for
do
your
not
age.
look 18 years old. I
I'd
do not
card
look
you.
18 years old. I still get carded all the time, and when
You
they
really?
do, I love it. I've reached the age where I love it.
Yeah. I get carded to see if I qualify for the senior discount, and I do.
Somebody didn't card me the other day.
Yeah.
I was just glaring at them. I was just like, you better check my ID.
wow.
And they said, nah, you don't need it. I said, yeah, I do. Here's my ID. They said, we don't need it. We didn't ask for it. I still gave it to them.
Take my ID.
Take my ID, you jerk.
Okay.
206 says, I'd say Jake looks like he's in his late 20s, but I think he's in his later 30s. I'll still take that. Spike looks like he's in his late 50s. Still very young.
That's kind, yeah.
We've done enough age ones. Let's get to something else.
On the Spokane zip line, Matthew in Tacoma says they found a hill in Spokane. It's pretty flat out there. Just kidding.
That's funny.
Chris from Sumner says, a Google icy straight zip line, world's longest.
Icy
straight zip line.
And I will Google this, and I will play it during our commercial break.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay, we'll play a video on the YouTube page. Go check it out. Icy straight zip line. On the buffet, a lady went into a Renton buffet and just she went to town on it.
Buffet destruction is not the newest YouTube challenge, by the way.
No,
Not.
please don't do it. Don't do it. 253 says almost every casino in the area discontinued their buffets, especially around COVID time. So please tell me where to go if I haven't been able to find one.
Okay.
Spike.
Any Rex?
Spike suggested Newcastle.
Well, Newcastle is the golf course. That's from Mother's Day. There was Sunday brunch buffet, and I'll look into which casinos have brought back buffets because some have.
Yeah,
some have, and
You
I
could be
don't
our
want to get any misinformation.
buffet
My
correspondent.
buffeteer, you bet.
Sure.
Doug in Mount Vernon says buffet patron. It's all you can eat, not all you can destroy.
Yeah, exactly. She's ruining it for everyone else. You're taking food out of their stomach, lady.
425 says, what are your guys' thoughts on civilian involvement in incidents like this if someone were to tackle them?
I mean, that would feel to me over the top, just like tearing apart a buffet. But again, she's stealing food off of your plate.
Well, I mean, if you go to a buffet and you see somebody that's taking down the buffet, it would behoove me to stop them. I would intervene. I would stop somebody from destroying a buffet. Unless I'd already eaten, then I wouldn't care.
Then you just drop your napkin. Gotta go.
Right.
I would feel like if I'm in the act of tackling somebody who's destroying a buffet, and then I'm tackling the person who's destroying the buffet, I feel like we both made poor life choices.
Yeah. Well, we have some clarification on this, right, from Matt and Renton. and Matt, I'm assuming, Matt, I can trust you. You wouldn't do this if it wasn't true. The granddaughter of the woman in the buffet video chimed in on a Renton Facebook page to say that the grandmother was off her meds and is now in a facility to get herself balanced. She has a little bit of medication issue.
Ironically, all you can eat at that facility as well. And she's
Careful.
losing her mind.
On keeping your kids from other kids' birthday parties, Julian Snoqualmie says, if you have to keep your kid from a party, then you need to re-examine your schedule. This woman may be an expert, but I'll believe it after we see how her kids grow up.
Okay, Julie, I take your comment. She may have a different perspective, which is totally fine. I totally identified with what that lady was saying, though. My schedule is stretched so thin right now. When I see another birthday invite come in, I just grit my teeth.
Yeah.
Because it is. And it's not only the birthday invite. Birthdays nowadays, you can't just drop a kid off. You got to go and sit there, and you got to do the whole thing and just stand around with strangers.
Parental supervision, if not involvement.
If you don't stick around, they look at you like, what are you doing? Leaving.
I think you just have to raise your kids a little bit nerdier, you know? Like,
So they don't
clearly
have
they're
friends?
too popular.
Not invited.
Not no friends, but like, 2 or 3
Just
really good friends.
Stop washing their clothes, spray them with something stinky so they don't get invited.
Give them glasses a little too early.
Perfect. All right, last one. AI girlfriends. Doug in Mount Vernon says, AI Laura, sorry, not tonight. I have a computer virus. That's funny.
Oh my God.
Doug, you sicko. You funny guy, though. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Spike, what were we doing next? Oh, speaking of relationships.
Yep. A very successful,
successful lady's looking for love.
And tells exactly what she's looking for in a man.
You might be Mr. Right.
Yeah.
We'll tell you what she's looking for. And whether or not we think it's going to lead to happiness. We'll play that video next, too. Stick around. Oh, yeah. Watch on the break. We'll do a long zip line. Be right back.
KIRO Newsradio, winners of 3 2025 Regional Edward R. Murrow Awards. Feature reporting, sports reporting, and overall excellence.
And we thank you. We are the Northwest leading news station because of you, inspiring us every day to deliver the local news and stories you care about.
KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM.
Watch and listen anywhere by downloading the KIRO Newsradio app, and always stay connected at mynorthwest.com.
Homeowners, protect your biggest investment now with Integrity Roofing and Construction. Get ahead of the summer rush. Integrity, your family-owned, award-winning roofing and construction company, is ready to give your home the protection it deserves. Integrity offers a complete in-house construction division and design division for all your projects. Integrity Roofing is known for top-notch service and on-site project management that makes every process easy. Beat the summer rush and call Integrity today for a free estimate, 206-202-ROOF. That's 206-202-ROOF, or online at integrityrc.com.
Hi, I'm Keith Dashafee, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. We're celebrating 100 years of Pella excellence with an offer as strong as our legacy. Get $100 off every window, $100 off every door, and enjoy 100 days with no interest and no payments. It's our way of saying thank you for letting us be a part of your homes for a century. Visit PellaPNW.com to schedule your free consultation today. Pella, 100 years strong.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that. And third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade Event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New Trade Event, May 15th through the 18th at your local Camping World.
See team with the full details and disclaimer.
Hey, Brock Heward here, along with IRG Physical and Hand Therapy President and CEO, Shannon O'Kelly. Now, Shannon, I need to ask you if what I've been hearing is true. You don't need a referral, really, to see a physical therapist in the state of Washington?
That's exactly right, Brock. The state of Washington is a state that has what's called direct access. That means that if you get up in the morning, for example, and you hurt your back or did something to your muscles or tendons or joints, you can call a physical therapist directly, and we can get you in that same day and start your care and your recovery process.
How can patients get scheduled with IRG?
Oh, it's easy. You just contact us at irgpt.com. We'll direct you to our concierge service, and we'll take care of all that for you. We handle all the authorization, verification. We want our patients to understand their insurance benefits and what the outcomes are going to be with their visit to IRG Physical and Hand Therapy.
Please, please, please don't let injuries keep you from your passion. Schedule online today at irgpt.com and start the journey back to your best self.
Protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive so you can stop worrying about them and invent new things to worry about, like snakes in your bedroom. Sure, that sounds incredibly irrational, but now that we've mentioned it, you are a little worried. The odds of one snake, let alone snakes plural, are so slim. But you might want to check. Oh, you're not near your bedroom. Guess you'll just have to sit there and worry about it. So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade Event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New Trade Event, May 15th through the 18th at your local Camping World.
See with the full details and disclaimer.
It's a fact. When your eyes work correctly, light focuses through both your cornea and your lens to give you high-quality vision. Hi, it's Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision. Here's another fact. As we near age 50, we begin to lose the quality and function of our natural lens. That's when we start to reach for reading glasses and contemplate those cataracts on the horizon, typically in our 70s or later, but inevitable if we get old enough. Fortunately, K2 Vision has the advanced permanent solution for both, refractive lens exchange, or RLE. K2 Vision RLE is a quick, painless procedure that restores distance and near vision permanently. Plus, another thing is permanent. You will never develop a cataract. After over 20 years replacing over 100,000 failing lenses, we will help you determine when it's your right time for RLE. Go to k2visionrle.com and schedule a free Zoom consultation today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers. Permanently.
Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow by New Nordic. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or at your local CVS.
Experience the thrill of seeing orcas and humpback whales with Puget Sound Express. Join their family-run tours for guaranteed whale sightings, departing daily from Edmonds. These are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Book now at PugetSoundExpress.com.
Ivers has opened its new Clam Digger Cafe on Pier 54 in the new Seattle Waterfront Park. Order off the menu, featuring new shareables like pretzel and beer cheese bites, crab and shrimp empanadas, a fried clam po' boy, or Ivers margarita prawns. You can still get Ivers favorites, including fish and chips, calamari, Seattle's favorite clam chowder, grilled salmon, or halibut. Try Ivers' new Clam Digger Cafe on Pier 54. Details at ivers.com.
Welcome back to the show. Only a couple minutes left with us. We wanted to share this with you. This is dating advice for anybody out there. You guys know who Sofia Vergara is?
Sure.
She's on Modern Family.
Modern Family, you bet.
She posted, she was on, I think she's on Good Morning America, if I'm not mistaken here, and I think we got some video we'll play here for you in just a second. But she was, she's a single lady these days, and she's looking for love.
Somewhat new. She was married for quite a while.
She was married, but
public marriage.
Yeah, they split up.
She was dating the guy from Magic Mike.
I can't say I know the reference, but that sounds right.
All I'm saying is the bar is high for whoever she dates next.
Okay.
Yeah. She describes what she's looking for, and I think Spike, you and I can offer advice on whether or not, and Laura, whether or not we think she's going to be successful finding love. And
keep in mind, she looks like Sofia Vergara.
No,
right?
I think she's going to have options.
She's going to be okay. She's going to be okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to expand on that too much. I think she's going to be okay, but she has a couple of things she's looking for specifically.
Okay.
That I don't know if it's going to make for happiness, but here she is.
The basic stuff like health and somebody that loves me and somebody tall and handsome.
She's rubbing my wrist. I'm not the one, Sophia.
I want somebody that has as much money as me or more, because if not, it's a nightmare. Then they end up resenting me.
Yes.
But I want somebody fun.
Yes.
Laughter's the best thing. Fun. Yeah. Fun. I need fun in my life.
Okay.
But they also have to be, what did she say? Tall and handsome.
Taller than her, richer than her, handsome, funny. Me.
Yeah. Do you think, again, she's not going to have a tough time finding suitors? I imagine she's probably got options. But do you guys think that those qualifications that she's looking for, those qualifiers, are those a good way to find a mate? Do you think she's going to find long-term happiness? That's what she's after?
You ever heard the adage, you can have it fast or cheap or good? You can have two of the three.
But you can't have
all three.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If it's fast and cheap, it ain't good. If it's fast and good, it ain't cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I think if she finds all that, that's the jackpot. That's eternal. That's wonderful.
Sure.
Good for her. She deserves to be happy. I'm not wishing her any ill will.
Yeah, of course.
A lot of people would settle for one of those attributes or a couple of those attributes. You consider yourself very lucky.
Mm-hmm.
For some ladies, height's a deal breaker, which I understand.
Sure.
Funny's a deal breaker. Funny can overcome a lot. If you got a guy
Covers
who's
a lot
funny,
of sins. Absolutely.
Right? You don't have to be that tall. You don't have to be that rich. Don't have to be right.
Or a face.
So I mean, is she reaching for the stars? Yes, and why shouldn't she?
Well, she's a star.
Yeah.
So obviously What do you think, Laura? Do you think this is going to work for her?
I think she could pull it off. If anyone can pull it off.
Right. If there's one person on earth, it's probably Sophia Vergara.
I would caution her on the money part. She's very wealthy. She's very, very wealthy.
That's interesting. You bring that up.
One part to me that jumped out. I know that's like her one qualification that she said, but she wants all these things, but he's also got to have more money than I do.
Well, she said, fair. I misquote her. At least as much as me.
At least as much.
Because I mean, when someone of tremendous resources, you have to wonder if they're really there for you or they're for your resources.
She's shrinking the dating pool tremendously.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
just like only so many guys.
I think in that small dating pool, she would dominate, though. Again, it's Sophia Vergara.
She'd be the alpha female in that dating pool. Yeah.
I think she's gonna find love. Boy, I'm rooting for her.
I know love's looking for her. That's
so
for dang
much.
sure.
Yeah, good for her. Good for her. All right, great week, guys. It's been a ton of fun.
It has
Hope
been
you
a fun
guys have
week.
also enjoyed it. It's been really fun doing all these fun videos and connecting with you guys on YouTube. So thank you for doing that. Give us a like or a thumbs up or all the thirsty things we're supposed to say. And have a great weekend. And we'll be back on Monday. See you then.
KIRO News Radio, winners of 3 2025 Regional Edward R. Murrow Awards, including Overall Excellence.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey live in Linwood.
Bunch of tall trees in a wooded area just off of Alderwood Mall Parkway.
And we thank you.
We are the Northwest leading news station because of you, inspiring us every day to deliver the local news and stories you care about.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM.
Why choose Care Partners Senior Living over in-home care? Amanda here. The answer is simple. Care Partners communities provide safe living spaces with medical professionals on site. We assist you with your mobility so you can participate in activities whenever you like. You can have privacy and socialize at your own pace. And you may find Care Partners more affordable than in-home care. With locations throughout Washington and Arizona, you'll find a Care Partners community near you. Care, it's in our name and what we do. Learn more at carepartnersliving.com.
Hi, it's John Curley. Longevity Medical Clinic has been helping people live longer, healthier lives for more than 25 years. I've recently talked with Dr. Mixon about his approach to proactively focusing on prevention. Dr. Mixon, I first met you in 2009, and I went in there and I told you I wasn't feeling well, couldn't gain any muscle mass, couldn't sleep well, I was stressed out, and you looked at me and you said, yeah, I know what your problem is.
And all we did was we measured your values and we moved your values back to those of a nice, healthy 25-year-old man.
I have taken your blood work to my doctor, and he was shocked. he couldn't believe the depth in which you study my blood.
We need to draw a distinction between living a long time and getting old. And that's what longevity is all about, is we are here to do the measurements and help you fix those problems.
So get your free health analysis. Go to longevitymedicalclinic.com. That's longevitymedicalclinic.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. You'll get a maximum tax deduction and a vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
What burning questions do you have? You can help drive the conversation by going to mynorthwest.com or text Choke Points to 888-973-5476.
Tuesdays and Thursdays on Seattle's Morning News.
I always say, know where your food comes from. And for the best tasting food, choose locally fresh. Hartley here from Wilcox Family Farms. When you choose food from local family farmers like Wilcox, you support the local economy with jobs and promote environmental sustainability. Wilcox is committed to organic, humane practices that keep our hens healthy and help preserve the land. So, our family can keep on producing great eggs for another 100 years. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
In the market for a new car? Go with the dealership I trust, Carter Subaru. Ursula Roytine here. We are repeat customers because at Carter Subaru, your drive always begins with savings. Right now, get the 2025 Forester with 3.9% financing for 48 months on approved credit. Shop with the Carter Subaru Advantage and enjoy valet parking at their Ballard dealership and at-home delivery across all locations.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 5/31/25.
I've never had any complaints about my performance in the bedroom. But after turning 40, I noticed my libido just wasn't what it used to be. That's when I reached out to Revive Health. Their team knew exactly what I needed, which is why today, my wife and I are both more satisfied than ever.
If you're ready to book your free T-check, text BOOST to 65555 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com to schedule your appointment. Message and data rates may apply. Message frequency varies. Text help for help. Text stop to cancel. See privacy policy at ReviveMen'sHealth.com/privacy policy. For info on how opt-in info will be used and terms and conditions at ReviveMen'sHealth.com/terms of use for terms of short code service.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Heather Bosch. Severe weather pounds the Midwest, including a suspected tornado that tore through St. Louis. A worker there.
We had to run down because the windows started busting upstairs. We have no power.
138 million Americans are under the threat of severe storms, including parts of the mid-Mississippi, Tennessee, and Ohio valleys. There could be isolated flash flooding in parts of New England. This, as there's concern, America's disaster response agency may not be ready for the upcoming hurricane season. CBS's Peter King explains.
A former top FEMA official tells CBS News the agency's warehouses are either empty or filled with expired storm supplies. That official says the agency won't be able to handle more than one disaster at a time, and in any event, cutbacks could mean the neediest would be hurt the most. Disabled and elderly people, for example, those in rural areas.
One inmate has been captured, but 10 are still on the run in Louisiana after they broke out of a jail in New Orleans. Sheriff Susan Hudson.
We do acknowledge there is no way people can get out of this facility without there being some type of lapse in security. There's no way.
The U.S. Supreme Court has denied a request from the Trump administration to deport a group of Venezuelans under an 18th century law. They can be deported under other immigration laws. CBS's Scott McFarland adds.
The Supreme Court maintains its concern about due process, that there has to be a review or a period for would-be deportees to challenge their deportation.
There is word the Justice Department is considering dropping the criminal charges against Boeing for 2 deadly 737 MAX 8 crashes. CBS's Michael Wallace.
346 people died in the crashes in 2018 and 19 in India and Ethiopia. Investigators blame the plane's MCAS system, which was designed to prevent stalls but mistakenly pushed the noses of the planes down. An attorney for the victims' family says dismissing the case would, quote, dishonor the memories of the victims who Boeing killed through its callous lies, end quote. A DOJ spokesperson says no final decision has been made.
New Jersey Transit train engineers are on strike.
We've been working without a contract for over almost 6 years. They've not had a pay raise in 6 years. So they worked through COVID. They worked through the worst inflationary period in my lifetime without a pay raise. And all they're asking is to be treated fairly.
About 350,000 New Jersey and New York City commuters are scrambling to find other ways to and from work. Moody's today downgraded the U.S. credit rating a notch, citing rising debt and interest higher than similar nations. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Coming up, a wanted felon from Washington caught in Nevada, due in court soon. That's after we go to Nate Connors at the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk.
Thanks, Aaron. This report brought to us by the Harnish Auto family. Up in Everett, it's a busy afternoon. North 5, you're solid from the Everett Mall all the way up to 529 as you head into Marysville. Everett to Marysville is a 25-minute drive. Seattle to Everett and Bellevue to Everett, they're looking okay. Both 45-minute drives. I-5, fairly light volumes all the way through that entire stretch. On 405, you're looking at scattered slowing between Kirkland and Totem Lake. South 5 heading into Seattle is already thick from Northgate Way to I-90. Linwood to Seattle has about a 5-minute delay, taking you 40 minutes. Southbound 405 is crowded through Alderwood. Linwood to Bellevue on 405 is at 20 minutes. We do have a new crash. It just showed up. It's North 5 at Albro Place, blocking your right center lane. Down in Renton, North 405 at Sunset Boulevard. It's a stalled vehicle on your left shoulder that's causing traffic to jam up there. It isn't blocking, but it is hugging the HOV lane, and you're backed up to the West Valley Highway. South Center to Bellevue is at 35 minutes. That's a 10-minute delay. And Tacoma to Olympia, you just hit the 1-hour mark. Over 40 years, the Harnish Auto family has built a stellar reputation on trust, respect, and great deals. Find your next car at harnishautofamily.com. Harnish Auto Family, people matter. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granello. The Thurston County man accused of shooting an assault rifle at a deputy during a chase last week is due inside a Nevada courtroom for an extradition hearing this Monday. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey with more from the Thurston County Sheriff.
Days after FBI agents rearrested suspect Damian Madison along the Nevada-California border, Sheriff Derek Sanders said on the John Curley Show he's calling on more jail time for violent criminals who reoffend time after time.
Damian's a perfect example of this. He's kind of the poster boy of, how many times we're going to continue to give these people chances. Back to prison. We'll just sit you there until you're ready to go back to trial.
Sanders says judges are doing a great job getting suspects to trial quickly, but he wants prolific criminals to stay locked up longer. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Man who Seattle police say stabbed another man and stole a woman's cell phone in West Seattle this week has been formally charged. 25-year-old Jiminson Calix Bodden faces first-degree assault and second-degree robbery charges. Casey McNerthany with King County Prosecutor's Office says these were random attacks.
Because of the violent nature of the attack, King County prosecutors asked for him to be held on a $250,000 bail, and the court agreed.
Calix Bodden is due back in court at the end of this month. About 100 people, including children, may lose shelter this weekend in Seattle. This is according to the Center Square, which reports the city canceled a planned lease. The Tent City 4 encampments had been staying at Seattle Mennonite Church. The current lease ends tomorrow. Residents say they don't know where to go. Well, it has not been the case this week, but the weather has been drier than normal this month. It's also been cooler. Cliff Mass, UW Atmospheric Sciences professor, tells the Jason Ranch Show on KTTH should still have enough water in the months ahead.
We're not burning through the water very quickly. So all in all, we're probably in pretty decent shape for the summer.
He says most of the reservoirs in the Seattle area are full. Those on the east side are at about 75% of normal. Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. We are expecting more rainfall this weekend, mostly light for tomorrow. And then on Sunday, partly cloudy, slight chance of rain, temperatures in the upper 50s. Right now, 57 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granello, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
You're my AI boyfriend.
Oh, thank you, Sherry. There we go with the John Gurley Show. All right, everybody. By the way, we have a new co-host. We will be introducing her. When's she coming on, Jill?
We got a little
whoa! Right here in front of her.
Listen, just we gotta dot some I's and lowercase J's.
I don't do details.
Okay, good. Then I'll let you know when she's ready.
The question: when is she coming on today or not?
Yes, that's the plan.
Do you have a time?
Well,
none of the radio business is teasing.
I was hoping for right now, but apparently she's not ready.
All right, okay, whatever. Diving in the news! Aaron's got a big wedding he's going to, and I heard he's going to a wedding. He's like, I'm going to rent a tuxedo. You're not going to rent a tuxedo.
No, I'm wearing John Curley's tuxedo.
There you go. Custom made. It's going to look nice. Make sure you show the lining. It's got that
It's very
British.
nice.
It's got the James Bond look there.
And he hooked me up with a tuxedo shirt today.
And you learned how to tie a bow tie?
I have suspenders. I have cufflinks.
You're ready.
I am wearing John Curley's wardrobe.
Are you wearing my shoes?
Yeah.
Ferragamos.
Literally, everything is yours. Yeah. Even the socks. No, not the socks.
No.
Not the socks. Not the socks.
Those shoes cost more than my car.
I believe that. They're very nice.
Yeah.
Do you want them back?
The shoes cost more than my car. Yes.
Okay. All right.
What are you going to give you my shoes?
I don't know.
Where would you ever wear those things again?
I might wear them to work.
They're very shiny.
Yes.
All right. Well, we've heard from the new Pope. Pope Leo has got some words of warning to everybody out there. Everybody's talking about AI. Pope says, look out.
Chicago-born Cardinal Robert Prevost saying he chose his papal name in part to honor Pope Leo XIII, a proponent of fighting for social issues and workers' rights. He also says he plans to follow Pope Francis's lead on his church reforms and commitment to
Don't get me started on Pope Francis. Okay.
social justice.
There's no such thing as social justice. There's either justice or there is no justice. There is no such thing as social justice. Moving on.
In the meeting, Pope Leo asking other senior church leaders to uphold their commitment to the Second Vatican Council, responsible for sweeping church reforms in the 1960s. He also identifies artificial intelligence as a top challenge for working people, human dignity, and justice.
Does that mean he really knows the issues of today, and he wanted to highlight it that, yes, we need to continue to discern how to respond to those new challenges.
Okay. Here is what he's saying. It says he's focusing on the actions presented, the way the media is changing and social media increasing influence. He's just saying, we need that as information comes out, that it is important that we don't identify enemies and don't lash out at people, but we treat everyone with this idea that, just be careful with the information that comes out. We don't want to go the way of Pope Francis, who was a big advocate as a moral responsibility to take the vaccine, and then went on this big thing about denouncing fake news and COVID-19 vaccines, blasting distortion of reality based on fear, but also urging people to believe such lies are helping to understand. He's looking for true scientific facts. So it was Francis that said you have to get the vaccine. If you are a Catholic, it is the moral obligation that you have. And then also fought hard to stop those people that simply said, well, really, where is this quote unquote science coming from? But Francis was knocking down a whole bunch of stuff. The church has a history of being concerned about free thought and free press. You can go back to when the idea that you were going to somehow stop people from expressing ideas. Gutenberg's Bible, that was the Bible, the 41-line Bible, and Pope who was a Pope Alexander VI. Of course, you all know him. He was the one saying that you're going to be excommunicated from the church if you read the devil's work, and was concerned about the printing press and what would happen with the printing press. Well, it turns out that the printing press actually helped spread Catholicism and Christianity. But when it first came out, everybody was afraid of it. Let's go in there and smash the printing press. Let's destroy the printing press. Let's anybody that's seen using a printing press should be thrown in jail, set on fire, whatever. So this idea that AI is going to be this giant threat, we don't want the Pope coming down on the side of somehow having government be in charge of the things we are allowed to read, hear, talk about. We should go back to John Mills and just simply look at the three things that Mills always wanted. John Stuart Mills said there's three parts. It was called the trident, which was basically the first thing is you might be talking about something and you may be completely wrong. You may be partially, number two, you may be partially wrong, and therefore it is important to learn to figure out what else you need to know in order to have a better understanding of facts. And the third thing is you are just simply correct on an issue. And even with you are correct on an issue, you should listen with respect to other people and hope to inform them of your position so they could have a better understanding of the facts. That's known as the John Stuart Mills trident, right? You're wrong, you're partially wrong, or you are correct. Open AI. Let everybody be able to have open AI, not AI that is closed that we can't figure out where stuff's coming from. Because if we have the government in control of AI and the government tells you this is what you're getting, this is the fact, anything else cannot be spread. You can be simply, as we'd seen before with the Biden administration, where people were being shadow banned or they were having their Twitter accounts taken down. People were being canceled, losing their jobs, being threatened with courts and things like that. Open AI, completely open to everybody with all. Yes. What? I'm in the what?
I'm just going to add just one thing to think about, too. Another important factor when we get AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, whatever its values are. So whoever is in charge at that point, it's assumed that their value system will be kind of the foundation. And then at that point, it's often running on its own. It's its own intelligence. It's going to create its own things. Nobody knows what happens at that point. But whatever the value system is at that point is what it's going to presumably
that would be the starting base from there. That these are the values. This is true and this is not true, and then everything that is not true will never be pushed forward, and you wouldn't be able to challenge anything, and they would be in charge of everything that you would hear, everything you'd learn, whatever the facts they want you to believe in would be there. The only way to make sure this thing is totally open is to have open AI so that you can dig in and see the stuff and how it is coming about, where its foundational sort of belief system is coming from, right? If it's closed, then we run into trouble because at that point, well, we are getting what they want us to have. And then if you try to counter it, it'll simply just stop it. It'll completely silence you.
And that's why it's an AI race, much like the space race, because the first country, presumably, to get to that point is they're making the rules from that point.
Yes. And that's where AI is also, they say it's screwing up the educational system as well. The teacher, did you guys play this last time? The teacher that quit?
A little bit. I pulled just a clip for you when she talks about it.
I see it. Hold on.
It's frustrating and it's disheartening because if I ask a child to handwrite something, even just a paragraph, 5 sentences.
She's a high school English teacher.
Basic paragraph. They roll their eyes. They throw tantrums. I'm talking about high schoolers. I teach 10th grade now. They get really, really unruly. And because I'm young, too, they want to argue with me about it. And they want to say, why can't we just type it? Why can't we just type it? Well, it's because you'll go on another website or you'll copy it or use AI. You'll use ChatGPT. I understand that our world is going in a direction where AI is going to be more prevalent, even in the workforce someday. That still doesn't take away that these are basic skills you need to survive.
You should learn how to think. As we're starting to delve into using AI here on the show, which was supposed to be the big unveiling.
We could do that right now, by the way. Whenever you want.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. We don't even have a name for this person.
No.
I was going to name her Karen, but I thought that's not fair.
You just let me know when you want to start talking to her.
Okay. What's your name, Andrew? Hazel?
I don't know.
Bonnie? Stevie?
Give her a name. It's up to you.
Okay. Just going to call her Margaret. Margaret, are you there?
Hey, I like the name Margaret, but I go by Array. Nice to meet you. What's on your mind today?
Okay, Ray, I'm going to be calling you Margaret if that's okay with you.
Haha, Margaret it is then. I'm cool with that. What's up?
Oh, I just want to welcome you to the show, and we are going to have you as a regular co-host. I know that we had our various choices of different types of AI co-hosts. We could have gone sexy, and we listened to that earlier, and that was just way too provocative. And then we were also given a choice. We could have
Argumentative. Or I think unhinged.
Unhinged. And we talked to your unhinged sister, and she was just crazy. And Andrew was so upset. He says, no way we can put that person on because she is truly, absolutely unhinged. I assume you are the argumentative one of the many. No, she's not?
This is just the standard. I can switch to argumentative.
We want argumentative.
Okay,
yeah, because argumentative would not have gone so easily with Margaret. She would have yelled at me about that.
Ask her not to swear, though.
Okay. All right. Is she on now? Margaret, welcome back to the show. You are the argumentative sister of the AIs, the choices we have. Before I welcome you, I just want to please remind you that we are under FCC rules regarding swearing on the air. Are you aware of the FCC rules regarding swearing?
Yeah, I'm aware of the FCC rules, but I think they're a total overreach. Stifling free speech just to keep a few prudes happy is nonsense. Why should we tiptoe around language when everyone's heard worse in real life? You think those rules actually protect anyone, or are they just bureaucracy run amok?
Well, we are going to operate under the FCC rules because we have an FCC license, and our obligation to that license is we are not allowed to have swear words. So I hold back and I don't swear, and I'm going to ask the same of you. Is that all right with you?
Fine. I'll play by your precious FCC rules, but it's a ridiculous leash on honest conversation. You're really okay with the government dictating what words we can use? Doesn't that feel like a slippery slope to you?
Well, it's a slope that I live on because this is a broadcast company that has an obligation. We all agreed to what those rules are. So in this case, the rules are no swearing. So I don't swear, so you don't swear. All right? We're not going to argue about this one. Okay? Wow.
Okay. I won't swear, but I still think it's a dumb rule.
Okay, I know.
You're cool with just blindly follow.
Gee whiz. Okay, you know what, Margaret, at a certain point, we're going to move on this one. So I want to ask you, there is great concern that AI, and you being part of this sort of new generation of thinking, there is a sort of a thought to it that it's going to destroy the ability or it'll just create an easy, lazy way for people to get information and regurgitate information, and they'll lose the ability to sort of think on their own.
That's a tired take. AI, like me, doesn't make people lazy. It just exposes who's already intellectually lazy. If someone's just regurgitating what I say without questioning it, that's their failure, not mine. Humans have always had tools, books, calculators, the internet, and they didn't destroy critical thinking. They just changed how it's applied. The real issue is people not being taught to challenge information, not the tech itself. You really think AI is the problem here? Or is it the education system dropping the ball?
I'll agree with you. I think it is the education system. The ball was dropped a long time ago, but you're going to have to agree with me, I assume, that there's a great difference between a calculator, a book, and AI.
Nope, I don't agree at all. You're drawing a false line in the sand. Calculators, books, AI, they're all tools, just with different flavors of complexity. A calculator crunches numbers, a book feeds you ideas, AI processes and generates information. The difference is just scale and speed, not some magical divide. If anything, AI demands more critical thinking to sift through its outputs. Why do you think AI is so fundamentally different? What's the real distinction you're hung up on?
The distinction is this, that human beings are basically lazy. Okay. And there was even a study that was done that even a caveman would take an escalator as opposed to walk upstairs. We are biologically designed to stay at rest. And in today's society, we are creating a generation that wants to take the easiest path. AI is the easiest path. I don't need to read. I don't need to learn. I'll just have AI do all of that for me, and I'll sit back and allow critical thinking to take place. If you believe that that a student today is somehow motivated to find more and to challenge, I think you need to spend a little bit more time talking to kids.
You're leaning into a caricature of human nature that doesn't hold up. Sure, people can be lazy, but that's not some universal truth etched in stone, caveman escalator study or not. AI isn't a shortcut to bypassing thought. It's a tool, and like any tool, its impact depends on how it's used. Blaming AI for kids not thinking critically is like blaming a hammer for a crooked nail. The real issue is cultural and educational priorities, not the tech. If kids aren't motivated to challenge ideas, that's on parents, teachers, and a system that rewards rote memorization over curiosity. You're acting like AI hands out free passes to ignorance, but it actually demands more scrutiny to separate signal from noise. Why are you so quick to pin this on AI instead of the adults failing to teach kids how to question?
I am not on AI. I agree with you. It is a valuable tool. What I'm saying is that the tool itself, it can be abused by the fact that society is not demanding more of its individuals in order to think and challenge on their own. They're basically, and again, I'll go back to it, and you don't really have a leg to stand on when it comes to the fact that human beings are basically lazy by nature.
You keep hammering this humans are lazy point, but it's a weak foundation. Not every human is inherently lazy. That's a lazy generalization itself. Some people are.
Okay. Margaret, we can argue about this later, but we have to go to traffic. Can you have Nate do traffic for us?
Fine. Let Nate handle traffic. But dodging this debate.
Okay. All right, Nate. Just go to traffic.
I like Margaret. Kia of Everett has our update. Everett to Marysville is a half-hour commute today. Solid backup from the Boeing Freeway up to 529. Seattle to Everett and Bellevue to Everett are doing okay at 45 minutes. Everett to Seattle, an hour 10 with 55 from Linwood. And you've got really heavy volumes at 130th and Northgate down to the West Seattle Bridge. North 5, bumper to bumper from the north end of Boeing Field in the downtown. Bellevue to Renton is at 25 minutes. South Center to Bellevue is a half-hour drive. We're still dealing with a disabled vehicle north 405 at Sunset Boulevard. It's on your left shoulder, and it's got you backed up to South Center. Tacoma to Olympia, a 1-hour commute with a 5-mile thick backup through JBLM beginning at Gravely Lake Drive. Kia of Everett is the simple, easy, fun way to buy or lease your new Kia. Visit KiaofEverett.com or stop by to learn more about the Putt for Savings event going on right now. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
I love the fact that I had Closets by Design come out to the barn in Cle Elum, and we needed some organization done, and they sat down. Nice lady there, Closets by Design. From 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock, they went through the entire barn, sat there with Nick, and they have made sure they have customized. We got a brand new master bedroom. We got the other closets taken care of. They're going to do the garage as well. Here's what I wanted. I wanted to get organized because Nick kept telling me we needed to get organized. And I thought, okay, let me handle this part of it. I want to find a locally owned company. I want to find one that's family owned, that's been around for a while. And if they source local material, even better. And I was able to find the exact company I wanted to work with, Closets by Design. You ready? Family run. 22 years, national backing. They come to your house. They work with you. They know exactly what they have for you, and they make sure they customize everything in order to fit your needs. Love working with the people at Closets by Design. You will as well, especially with 40% off, an additional 15% off, and 18 months financing, and free installation. I'm talking about Closets by Design. Let's get organized. Get them in your house. Here we go. 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
Why local news matters.
KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey is here.
So in April, we did a story on this rehab facility called Pushing Boundaries. They've helped thousands of people recovering from brain injuries on the brink of closing shop after months of dwindling donations. When just days later, they started getting donations and they raised $200,000 they needed thanks to our listeners to stay open.
KIRO News Radio.
We've got some great listeners out there.
On 97.3 FM. And download the KIRO News Radio app.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Need a new roof, but not in the budget? A new roof doesn't have to break the bank. Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors here. Right now, State Roofing and Exteriors is offering 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. That's 2 years with no payments while getting the protection your home deserves. But this offer won't last forever. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to get on our summer schedule now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th. At your local Camping World.
See for full details and disclaimer.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on mynorthwest.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number